You already know this is Pawn Drunk Boxing, aka Mr. Moo Shine himself. Lord, it's gonna be touchy here tonight. People gonna be touchy today. But the truth shall set you free. Oh yeah, the truth shall set you free. People talking about this elephant in the room, man. I'm on top of the elephant. Oh yeah, I'm on top of the elephant. People wouldn't ignore the elephant. No, I'm on top of it. I'm on top of the elephant. I'm right on the elephant. Yep. What's good, Lisa? What's good, Ronald? What's good, Larry? Smoke, what's good? People trickle down here. Oh, no, what's good? Ah, man. Yo, we was having a good discussion last night. I had to cut it short because I feel like the discussion where we was heading, I feel like it just need its own show. You feel me? Its own segment. And I ain't even gonna talk too much in the beginning because I want to open up the panels and I just want to chop it up. So I want everybody to really, and I think this is not like an argument. It shouldn't be an argument. I think it should be some type of understanding. I think so. I think we all have our own perspective in things. We was raised different, we probably raised the same, raised in the same element. Sometimes we all raised in the same element. We think different. And sometimes I can't even understand that. Punch is back, accused black people fighters of racism again. Deja vu all over again. Oh, smoke. Oh, smoke. I'm head that way, but it's not really. That's why I feel like I'm people misunderstand me, Smoke, on that one. Because I'm saying it's an American culture. But yet within the American culture, there's one race that actually does the, what about them? What about us? What about them? But what I'm saying is actually an American culture. What I'm actually saying is an American culture. But we could all talk about it. And, like I said, man, there's an elephant in the room that nobody want to talk about it but Punch Drunk. But I'm on top of the damn elephant, baby. I'm on top of the damn elephant. I'm not ignoring the elephant like a lot of people is doing. Again, let me say it again. Like I said yesterday. Like I keep saying throughout my whole channel, I believe in one race. I believe in the human race. I believe we all brothers and sisters under the Lord. Yes. And the beauty about us is that we just have different cultures. That's making the beauty of us. We like a damn buffet. And everything is good. And I know there's some negativity and things of that nature, but I like to focus on the positivity. But sometimes the negativity overwhelms us. We too focused on the negative. So I just want to, dead the negative. And let's move on with the positive. What's the elephant? Or the elephant is what the title says. What's up, cat? The elephant is what the title says. And we're talking about boxing. We're talking about boxing. We're not talking about your block. We ain't talking about your county. We ain't talking about your hood. We talking about the community in boxing. Now, let's not ignore it. There's always going to be racism. But is it the type of racism that's going to withhold you from accomplishing something? Look at what we have in the sport of boxing. Look at the champions we have. Look at the world champions we have. We have black, we have Asian, we have Latinos. This is a world sport. It's a world sport. And everybody got an opportunity to be king in their respective division. Everybody got an opportunity to be king in the sport of boxing. Men and women. Amanda Serrano, 7th Division world champion. Look at the things that she accomplished. Katie Taylor, look at the things that she accomplished. The Polish queen, look at the thing that she accomplished. Clarissa Shields, look at the thing that she accomplished. Lomachenko, look at the things that he accomplished. Canelo Alvarez, look at the things that he accomplished. Andy Ruiz, nobody thought he was going to be AJ. Look at the things that he accomplished. Mayweather, the most lucrative dude in the sport of boxing. Look at the money. Look at the accolades he accomplished. Look at Manny Pacquiao. Look at Inoue. I'm talking about this. The world of boxing. Everybody get a crack of opportunity, conquering. Ain't nobody holding nobody back in the sport of boxing, but yet we have these discussions that there's racism and people get praised more than others because he's light skinned or he's white, like Gary Russell Jr. explained in the latest interview. In reference to Lomachenko is overhyped because of the skin complexion. Stop. And stop. We have cultural differences within the sport. We have cultural differences. We have cultural differences in moral. We have cultural differences in how we support, how we loyal. And I said it yesterday. It's almost like, look, Ricky Hatton, and I'm going to say it again for the people that didn't tune in yesterday. Ricky Hatton, yes, he's light-skinned. When he came over here, he fought Floyd Mayweather Jr. The support that came with him, woo, what a beautiful support it was. What a beautiful support it was. The Brits came out. Not because he's white, not because of the skin of his complexion. It's because the Brits have a way of supporting their own, and they will go across the pond and they will buy all the bars and they will come and buy the ticket, the plane ticket. Oh yes, to support their countrymen. Anthony Joshua, black, came to Madison Square Garden and faced Andy Ruiz. Guess what? The whole Madison Square Garden filled with Brits. Not because he was black, not because he was white, because the Brits know how to support their own. They're willing to buy the ticket, they're willing to buy the bar, and they're willing to support their own, come across the pond and give them that type of support. It is the culture that is different. Now, people may say, oh, you're gonna bring that, like Smoke said earlier, it's gonna be the black thing. No, because I could say the same thing with Andy Ruiz. Andy Ruiz, Mexican-American. When he came to Madison Square Garden, did they come out and supported him? Nobody had the Mexicans wasn't out for cheering. Oh my God, it's Andy Ruiz, the American. No, because it's the culture. Not about supporting. When he won, that's when the Mexican, hey, my friend, eso es uno de nosotros que ganó los campeonatos, but y'all wasn't there. It's the culture. The culture that do not support, but yet want to criticize and want to say that we don't get this because of that. Maybe it's because you're jealous. How about you're jealous and you envy about all the coaches that know how to support and you hate the support that they receive? You may hate the support that Manny Pacquiao receives from the Filipino people. It don't matter if Manny Pacquiao get knocked out cold, if he wins, whatever. His people stand beside him and they come to Vegas and they come to Cali and they come wherever Manny Pacquiao is going. They will come. Where was Errol Spence people going to Sheffield? Did they overwhelm Sheffield? Did the Americans go over there and overwhelm? No. Because it's not within the culture to go and buy tickets and go to Sheffield and go across the pond to support your own. Yo, Glenn, what's good, my brother? My support punch rep on the side of the pond. Yo, what's good? Thank you very much, Glenn. My brother. And shout out to everybody. Evil, Larry, Ronald, Cat, Smoke. That was before AJ went black. Let's see if they continue to support. They'll probably, they will do. They will support. People want to talk about, oh my God, it's Tyson Fury. It was because he's white and did it and all the excuses on top of other excuses. No. Oh, he could say this and he let that rock. Or Conor McGregor could say all these things and they let that rock. Conor McGregor could say the stupidest stuff in the world, but guess who keeps him up? His people. His people. Let me get a little cup of water. I was just going to go there. Floyd Mayweather complained before. Oh, it is the same way. We got to work. No, you don't got to work twice as hard when it comes to boxing. No, people, do not bring the racism trauma out from outside of boxing and bring it into boxing. No. I'm not having it. I mean, of course, it's going to be open panel. You can say what you got to say, but everybody got the same opportunity. Everybody got the same opportunity when it comes to the sport of boxing. When it comes to the sport of boxing, you got the opportunity to be champion, the opportunity to conquer the world, conquer your division. Even in the Caribbean. Maybe there may be colorism. Let's say, for example, there may be colorism in Puerto Rico. Camacho looks different from a Trinidad, right? There might be colorism out there. I know how it is in the Caribbean. It's not racism, it's colorism. Yet, when it's in the sport of boxing, oh yeah, the Puerto Ricans going to come out with the Camacho. The Puerto Ricans came out with Cotto. The Puerto Ricans came out for Tito Trinidad. It doesn't matter. In the sport of boxing, there is a culture about support. It's support. Don't be mad because other coaches know how to do what this culture don't know how to do, and then call it racism and attach the love and the support and the loyalty for the countrymen, and you want to attach it to racism. Oh, the only overhype, he's only overhyped and he's overranked because he's light skinned. Stop with the bullshit, Gary. Said that yesterday. Stop it. It's time that we stop bringing race into something that is not even there. Sometimes we just voluntarily bring racism. There's no racism going on, but we just voluntarily just bring it out just to make us feel, just to be victimhood and makes us feel a little uppity, makes us feel good. Blame racism for our shortcomings. Blame racism for why Gary Russell might not be valued like Lomachenko. It's not because he beat you, Gary. It's not because he's actually nice. It's not because of his amateur background. No. It's because he's just lighter than you. Stop. WBC, because they're a Mexican federation and they cool with the Latino fight. Shut up. They have strip Latino fighters, okay? They have strip them all. WBC, IBF, they all strip. And you know what? There's some cultures that don't complain. There's some cultures that just don't complain. They don't. You don't hear Asian fighters saying we don't get our just due. We don't hear them. But what about the little division? We took over. What about What about us? No. You don't hear them complain. Hold up, fam. It's easier to promote a white fighter versus a black fighter. That's fact. Let's act like it don't. Hold up. It's easier. Hold on. Cat, have mercy. It's easier to promote a white fighter versus a black fighter. That's fact. Let's not act. It's not because it's white and we just want a white fighter and promoter. It might be easier because there's not a lot of white fighters in the top of the boxing chain. It's just like golf. Who they promote more? Huh? Tiger Woods. Why? Because he's something that is actually different. Why did they promote Jeremy Lin in the NBA and he got his $25 million contract? Huh? What did he do to get the $25 million contract? Because he's just different. You could promote it. Why the Serena Williams, the Williams sister, get their shine? Yes, they good, but is they actually different? Woo! It's just because of that. Yes, that's marketable as well. But I'm saying that's not racism. It's not hurting anybody. It's not keeping something from somebody else. You feel me? It's just marketing. Yes, they do. They use race to market something. Yes, just like with Mexico versus Puerto Rico. Boom. But it's not to down Puerto Rico. It's not to down Mexico. It's to actually just, sell the fight. Philippines versus Japanese. Inoue versus Casimero. It's just to hype the fight. Linsanity did make me happy, though. Chop, chop. Linsanity did make me happy. But it's not that white fighters are better to promote better than black fighters. It's not that, cat. No, it's not. It's just not a lot of white fighters. And if there's somebody good, you hold on, cat. Did they promote Smith good? I mean, he knocked Bernard Hopkins out of retirement. He put him into retirement. He knocked him outside the ring. What happened? What was the promotion with Smith? Huh? He was still a janitor, cat. He didn't get no Pepsi deal, no Coca-Cola deal. Did he get a Pepsi deal? Huh? Did he get an endorsement somewhere? After beating Bernard Hopkins, cat, he was a janitor. Still a janitor to this day. And he was a champion, cat. So how you gonna say that this guy, they promote white fighters better? How they doing with Caleb Plant? Is Caleb Plant is being overly promoted better than Charlo? I mean, how many white guys, cat, in the PBC banner that are champions? Is Caleb Plant getting more promotion? And is he getting more love from Al Heyman than the Charlo brothers? Huh? I mean, point me out, point me the fighter. I'm dropping names. I'm dropping names. You said that they promote white fighters more than black fighters. So I'm telling you the names, cat. Are they promoting Caleb Plant more than they promote Charlo? Is Caleb Plant getting a pay-per-view fight? And that's what I mean. You see? Is Caleb Plant getting promoted more than other guys in the PBC banner? Okay, easier, not better. Okay, easier. Is Caleb Plant getting promoted easier than the other guys in 168 pounds? Whichever word you want to put it, cat, whichever word you want to put it. Is he getting promoted better, easier than any other person, any other fighter? Everybody knows he's not getting promoted more than he's not getting promoted more than Jamal Charlo. He's actually still getting promoted the same way that Lubin is getting promoted. No different. No different. So that's my case. Let me know any white fighters today that's getting promoted better. If we're talking about American white, because we can't say that Ukraine, we can't say that this, they can't say that. Which white fighter is getting promoted more than a black fighter or Latino fighter right now? Right now. Who? I want to know. Punch, they got some explaining to do. Yo, what's good, black and brown? And that's what I mean. Is that, man? Is that? And I'm not saying I know where it comes from. Upon Hispanic fighters are getting the same respect. I know where. What's up, Guido? I know where it comes from. See, it's easy to say that. You feel me? It's easy to say that, cat. But then when I bring it to you, that's it. Is no comeback to it. It's not easier. It's not better. It's fair. He's getting the same promotion that David Benavidez is getting. The same promotion, the same attention from Al Heyman that Caleb Plant is getting, David Benavidez is getting. Even his fiance that is on Fox PBC do not promote Caleb Plant. And she could do that all day. She's media personnel. She could actually say his name time and time again. My husband this, my husband that, and he's gonna be the best. And he's gonna be Canelo Alvarez. He's better than Canelo Alvarez. He better than that. She could do that all day, right? She's media personnel, and she don't even do it. Go to her social media, and then she don't promote him as a fighter. That's promote him as a husband. That's it. Michael Conlan came. Is Michael Conlan being promoted better than Shakur Stevenson? They came from the Olympic class. Is Michael Conlan getting promoted more than Shakur Stevenson? They both undefeated fighters, right? So there you go. There we go. But let's say Michael Conlan, which I don't know, he's not even going to be fighting. Look, he's not even going to be fighting for the vacant title that Shakur Stevenson dropped. Let's say he become champion. And let's say he fights another fighter and, boom, he makes it. Then y'all going to say, oh my God, he's only getting love because he's a fighter and that. No, man. That's what I mean. Ain't no racism. There's no issue in racism in boxing. There's no racism in boxing. It's not an issue. It's not an issue whatsoever. Leave that in the streets. Leave that for CNN. Leave that for MSNBC. Ain't no racism. Ain't no issue in boxing. No. I ain't gonna have it. I'm about to send the link in a minute. Punch, that will be conflict of interest. Drop me names, baby. Drop me names, baby. I'm dropping names. Is Michael Conlan getting promoted better or easier? Yo, Johnny Boy, what's good? Thank you very much, man. Thank you, man. God bless you, my brother. Man, we're gonna be we starting where we left off, man. But this one, I'm going in. That's the elephant in the room, Johnny. I'm on top of the elephant, Johnny. I'm on top. We as hardcore fans, we should hold our own backyard accountable, especially in racism topic. No race is superior than the other one we has human race. Yes, I agree. Loma is better promoted than Porter. Loma is better promoted than Porter. Are they in the same? I mean, does Loma have a better amateur career and gold medalist? Remember how he came. And then when they talk about Lomachenko, they talking about ESPN. And who's the ESPN dudes? Timothy Bradley of the world, the one that pumps him up too. Andre Ward pumps him up. I don't believe that Bud Crawford should be number one in pound for pound. How about this? Let's check out the ESPN rankings. Boxing rankings. So the ESPN had the ranking. Everybody was talking about it, and they ain't do a video about it. They had the boxing top 25 under 25 years of age. Johnny, that's my Puerto Rican dog. You got a problem? Yo, good looking now, my brother. Good looking now, man. Thank you, my brother, man. I appreciate that. I'm gonna put the link up, man. We're gonna be chopping it up, baby. We're gonna be chopping it up. ESPN put out boxing top 25 under 25. Meet the stars of the future. Now, they had number one, Teofimo Lopez. Teofimo Lopez, number one. That's correct. He the one that's actually the captain of this generation, I believe so. He said, Loma is better promoted than Rigo. Yes, because Loma is more exciting than Rigo. Loma is more exciting than Rigo. That's why he probably is promoted more. Rigo is a boring fighter, a absolutely a beautiful technician, but is a boring fighter. And Lomachenko has a lot of styles and it's beautiful. I like it. People like Lomachenko, his style. Mike Tyson loves Lomachenko. A lot of people like Lomachenko. It's just a style. So they got Teofimo Lopez, number 1. David Benavidez, number 2. Shakur Stevenson, number 3. Devin Haney, number 4. Ryan Garcia, number 5. Number 6, Jaime Munguia. Virgil T7. Jared and his boots. Daniel Dubois. Erickson Lubin. Brandon Figueroa. Edgar Berlanga. Beautiful knockout by Edgar Berlanga. Lamont Rose Jr. Chris Copeland. Jonto Nakatani. Charles Conwell. Who else they got here? Soto. Harper. Terry Harper. They got the ladies up in here. Flores. They got the ladies up in here. Mielnicki Jr. In the top 25, they got white, they got European, they even got the lady, they got the Latinos, they got the blacks. No racism in the sport of boxing. We heard multiple instances where promoters admit to not knowing to promote black fighters. Golden Boy being one of them. Let's not do this, Punch. Not today. Yes, we got to do it today, Cat. We got to do it today. We got to do it today. It's not about really black fighters. It's not about that, Cat. It's the culture. It's the culture. The culture that they do not support their own the way other cultures do. So sometimes they be like, yo, I don't know how to promote this guy. It's no reason why Buck Crawford, let's say, for example, his numbers are horrible versus Amir Khan. Amir Khan, Pakistan descendant, got his love as well. Naseem got his love as well. Yafi, that got beaten by Chocolatito, got his love as well. This is no racism here. Now, nobody could be promoted like the guys like Floyd Mayweather who actually promoted himself as well. It wasn't hard to promote Mike Tyson. He was knocking everybody out. It was not hard to promote Sugar Ray Leonard. He was exciting. These guys are exciting. I like watching Rigo fight. I do. I'm just saying what most people say. I'm just speaking in general. I got to speak in general also. You're going to hear a lot of people say that Rigondeaux compared to Lomachenko was boring. We're going to hear that. Let's just not go about our feelings because, of course, if it's just our feeling, we got to speak in generalizing a lot of stuff. And put it this way, I'm saying it right now. I'm not right or no wrong. That's why it's going to be an open panel. That's why I want your opinions and stuff. Let's talk. It's a dialogue. How many black fighters on that list? How many black fighters on that list? Or do you want to count the black fighters on that list now? Okay, let's go. 1, Shakur's 2. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 9. 9 black fighters, Smoke. 9. Punch, expose your heritage and I'll send you a donation. Expose my heritage. I'm human, Jay, baby. I'm human. My heritage, my culture. Because I could go from culture to culture. I'm from the world, man. Heritage from a Latin background. On my bloodstream, I got I'm Cantonese also. My great grandfather, Cantonese. Yes. Live to live, 107 years old. I'm from the world. I'm God's child. I know what you are, but I'm not going to tell everyone else. It doesn't matter. I'm always gonna say like that. I'm from the world, man. That's why I believe in one race. I could be whoever I want to be, right? We could be wherever we want to be, right? Not Bundle. I'm Badu Jack. He's Swedish. Somebody gonna be like, no, you're not Swedish, Badu Jack. You're black, really. Yes, sir. Punch is Arab Dominican. Because people, let's go. Let's set the link there, man. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. And also, we could also be talking about Teofimo Lopez, his latest interview, calling Lomachenko a diva, calling Tank a fat Tank. They're trying to get the deal in. Lomachenko's already in California. He's here, so that fight is going to happen. For the people that believe that fight is not going to happen, Lomachenko versus Teofimo Lopez is going to happen. Lomachenko is already here. He's been here. He's been in the U.S. We're going to be talking about, also, I just did a video with, I haven't even downloaded because I'm doing this damn live. Mike Tyson, Roy Jones Jr., $49.99. And we trying to figure out how the hell are we going to be paying for Jamel Charlo versus Banana Rosario and Jamal Charlo versus Sergey Derevchenko. If we're going to pay $49.99 for Mike Tyson, Roy Jones Jr., two legends, I think that Jamal Charlo, the Charlo brothers versus Rosario and Sergey Derevchenko is worth 13 Dominican pesos. 13 pesos. I think that's enough. What do y'all think? What do y'all think, ladies and gentlemen? Should we be paying for that pay-per-view 13 Dominican pesos? I think that would be good. These are a good price. Teofimo Lopez versus Haney once they beat everyone else. Yeah, that's good. Rigo is boring. Haha. I agree. And I understand. Smoke, the fight be boring is not the same as fight being boring. One Loma does not make Loma a boring fighter. In exchange, Rigo, the majority of his fights are boring. Exactly, Rado. Speak on it. I think the problem is the corruption and not racism. But there could be corruption in everything, right? There could be corruptions in everything. Tio isn't getting past Loma. We'll see. What makes the most money at 135? The most money at 135 right now is Teofimo Lopez and versus Lomachenko. I think that makes the most money right now. After that, if we're talking about the young dudes, I think will be the most money. I think all of them is worth the same to me. Gervonta Tank Davis versus Ryan Garcia. Devin Haney versus Ryan Garcia. Teofimo Lopez versus Tank Davis. That's right there. That's a good fight right there. $13. Damn. Nah, Ronald Finkel. We ain't talking $13. We talking 13 pesos. Check out the currency. What 13 pesos is in Dominican Republic compared to the dollar. I'm talking about 13 pesos, not 13 bucks. 13 pesos. 13 pesos. The takeover is here. The takeover is now. Shout out to Teofimo Lopez and the Teofimo Lopez family. Shout out to OG. Shout out Matter of fact, shout out to all the boxers out there, all the fighters, they were modern day warriors, modern day gladiators. They put their life on the line for a pure entertainment, ladies and gentlemen. Damn it. There is no racism. It's not an issue. It's cultural differences, cultural morality. America do not know how to support and be loyal to their American fighters, regardless of the race in America. America do not know how to support its fighters like other cultures. It's an American culture. Now, there are other fighters that resides in America, but probably from another country. It could be Jaime Munguia. Maybe he could live in America, but his fan base is in Mexico. Canelo Alvarez could live in America, but his fan base is in Mexico. And they will rock with Canelo Alvarez. They will rock with him. They will rock with him. Just like Miguel Cotto could lose. They will rock with him. Marquez could lose. They will rock with him. Pacquiao could lose. They will rock with him. AJ could lose. They will rock with him. And it's sad that you have a Floyd Mayweather Jr. who resides in Las Vegas. Yeah, he's from Detroit, but he lived most of his life in Vegas and generate all this money in Vegas. He's supposed to be the hometown boy. And then every time he fights versus somebody else from a different culture, different country, they take over. There's no way that you should be taken over by a different culture in your own city and state. That's embarrassing. 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 That tells you a lot. There's no way that Ricky Hatton comes to Las Vegas and takes over Las Vegas, and the Brits take over Las Vegas, and you, Floyd Mayweather, from Las Vegas. It should not be happening, regardless how much money that Floyd Mayweather make. It should not be happening. Can you imagine going to the Philippines and you fighting Manny Pacquiao and you get all the Philippines cheering for you and how? It's embarrassing. It has to do with cultural differences. It has to be with culture. Culture is culture. And the people that complaining, whichever race that you are, if you're the African-American fighters that complaining about racism, no. If it's a Latinos American that you complaining about racism, no. You're complaining because there's a culture that does not support you, and you envy the culture that support their other fighters or country that support their countrymen, and you want to attach racism into that support. That's the elephant in the room. Let's be real. There is no racism in boxing. Because everybody has the same opportunity. Everybody could conquer their division. Everybody could be a world champion. Just like Lomachenko could come out of the Olympics and get title shots. Clarissa Shields, an African-American woman, could come out of the Olympics and get a title shot as well. And she only got 9 to 10 fights. It's the same. It's the same, ladies and gentlemen. If I blocked, my comment just got erased. Nah, I ain't never blocked nobody, brother. Jay Alvarez, you know I don't block you, man. I don't block you. Nah, I see the comments. Do you? No. Nah, man, I ain't block you, my brother. You my brother, man. If a fan boxing governing body starts, I'm there. We need the pulse of everybody. Real fighters fight. Just say Fury got more support than Deontay Wilder that represents America in the Olympics. Won a bronze medal and WBC champion, but he still be a bum, but wild. And that's it's no way that a guy like Deontay Wilder should be hated as well. But even within, when they asked Mike Tyson about Deontay Wilder, does he show him love compared to Tyson Fury? Did Floyd Mayweather show Deontay Wilder love? It's the culture. Even guys don't support their own here. The legends of today don't support really the fighter. They were supposed to support even put it this way. Even if Mike Tyson probably felt a different way, he should have been like, you know what? Yeah, man, he punches real hard, man. I got Deontay Wilder, man. I got Deontay Wilder. That even would have upped Deontay Wilder. You saw what Anthony Joshua said to Tyson Fury before fighting Deontay Wilder? What did Anthony Joshua said about Tyson Fury when Tyson Fury was about to fight Deontay Wilder in the rematch? He said, I will go to spar and work out with you. Get you prepared and get you ready for Deontay Wilder to bring that belt back home to Britain, to the UK. That is support. Who says that, ladies and gentlemen? Who says that? It's a different culture, man. It's a different culture. People want to help out Deontay Wilder after the fact. After the fact, they want to help. Oh, I can help him now. Yeah, after he lost and got his ass. Well, now you want to help him out. Now you want to come out the woodwork and help him out. Now Foreman want to help him out. How about helping him out after the first fight? After the first fight. When we all saw that, man, this guy, he just cannot. He could punch, but he would not be able to outbox no Tyson Fury. Let's help him out now. I'm cool with sticking with your peoples. I'm good sticking by your tribe. I am good with that. But don't shit on them tribes because they know how to support themselves. Support each other. Because Canelo Alvarez see Andy Ruiz, man, you lost, you know what? I got you. Come over here, buddy. Ven pa' acá, Andy, ven conmigo. Andy Ruiz, ven conmigo. I got Eddie Reynoso. We got to put you straight. We got to put you, come on, ven. Tú eres uno de los otros. Ven. Te vamos a ayudar. Ryan Garcia, ven con nosotros, te voy a ayudar, ven. But you don't hear Canelo Alvarez saying, oh, you know what, the black fighters get more love than me, or Ryan Garcia, but the fight, no, they go on, you want to help, you want to stick on your own, that's okay, but don't shit on the other culture for it. Do not shit on the other culture to up yourself. Don't be like, oh, but Canelo Alvarez is only good because he's a light-skinned Mexican. Y'all creating racism. Ain't no racism going on. Y'all creating it. Y'all voluntarily creating the racism now. Voluntarily. Yes, there's racism, but let the racism be a racism. Let's look at it and be like, okay, that's racism right there. We know. Somebody getting held back. Somebody being oppressed. Who in boxing is getting held, left back or taking no opportunity? Which boxer? Because of race. Which one? Name me one. Name me a boxer right now that you think, oh my God, he's not where he's supposed to be because of racism. Name me a boxer right now. Anybody. Name me a boxer right now that you believe is not getting what he deserves because it's racism going on in the sport of boxing. Let me a boxer. Yo, H, I'm about stop. So let's stick to boxing. I'm anybody that wants to go personal and derogatory things. Nah, not gonna mess it in the comment box. Not gonna mess it nothing, man. Let's keep it boxing, bro. Let's keep it boxing. The same old shit, for yo. That's it, man. Let it go. Coño, man. Same old thing like for a month. I don't even look at the comments like that, but damn. Gotta do it, bro. Gotta do it, man. Do that video on your own time, bro. Do it. Do what you gotta do, man. Not gonna promote stuff like that here, man. Racism and stereotypical aren't the same thing. I'm gonna send a link up right now. Who's bringing that sideshow, man? Bringing sideshows, man. Can't stick to the script. I send the link. Let's talk. Let's talk about the title. L Dog was good. You need to talk. Don't trip. Smokey Smoke was good. Smoke.
Oh man, I'm right here. Piece of the chat. I'm glad you picked up where we left off yesterday. Yeah, I'm ready to go. Let's do it.
Yeah, man. First and foremost, how was your day?
Easy breezy. I tied one on a little late last night. I got this new Herradura Ultra. I tried out and I mixed it with some red wine. So I've been dragging ass a little bit all day. But it's all good. Another beautiful day in the Bay.
That's what's up. That's what's up. And I know, man. I probably when you was talking yesterday, I caught you short, and that's why I wanted to do this again. But I wanted to do it earlier.
I'm with it.
It was going good. It was going good.
Yeah, I enjoyed it. I think that there's an interpretation of what Gary Russell Jr. is saying that seems that he's talking about white privilege, and he actually just could be talking about affirmative action of sorts, right? There's an underrepresented market in America for the white demographic, right? There's just not a lot of white champions, especially white American champions. So what he could be talking about and what he could be saying, and I don't know this is what he's saying. I don't know that you're wrong, right? But what he could be talking about is these guys going to get extra chances because they want to have it because of this underserved market, not because of white privilege, like it exists in the wider culture, right? Or the wider society. I think it's more. I got it. Hold on, Johnny. Hold on. Hold up. It could be. I don't know that he's saying that it's about white privilege. He could be talking about white affirmative action.
Okay. I mean, I know you didn't hear the interview when we was talking about it yesterday, so you got a chance to actually hear it.
I heard it. Yeah, I heard it.
Okay. So, and it's true. That's why I did clarify myself when we was talking yesterday, because when he said white complexion, it can mean white complexion like a Latino white. It could be anything, because he really didn't say white. And that's why I remember yesterday I wanted to clarify that. The white was my title, but he actually said he's light skin complex. He's light skin.
Yeah, he's talking about complexion. He's got the complexion for what is colloquially termed as complexion for the protection.
Exactly. Paul Mooney said it best.
But since I just jumped on, let me say this, bro. It don't matter, goddamn, what a skin color you are. None of that bullshit matters. None of that bullshit matters. If you're a good-hearted person, if you're good on the inside, you'll be good on the outside, dog. And that's all it is to it, bro. There is no fucking privilege or disprivilege of any color, bro. You get what you earn, and it's it, dog. There's none of that fucking garbage. I'm not biting nobody's head off or nothing, but there's none of that garbage, dog. I'm a white boy who grew up among Mexicans and Puerto Ricans, bro. I'm fucking Mantequilla. That was my nickname. Butter. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, there ain't.
But let me just I'll ask the question, and y'all can give me the definite answer, and then we'll move on. You know what I'm saying? Because I just put the panel up. So is racism a big issue, or is it an issue in boxing today? I'm not talking about what society says. I'm not talking about your block, your town, your city. We're talking about the community of boxing.
Yes, in the community of boxing, listen to what people say about the PBC, as if they invented marinating, as if they invented not making fights happen, as if they invented all of this. Yes, of course there is. It's just a lot of bullshit. Like, listen to what the people say about PBC fighters. versus other fighters. Like I mean, sure that so in boxing you have different kinds of styles, right? That came out of different sort of ethnic groups. You got the Mexican style of boxing, you got the American black, style of fighting, and so maybe you may you may prefer one style over another, and that could come across as being insensitive or whatever. But the amount of the amount of negativity that is pointed at black fighters, black organizations, black promoters, it's not the same. It's not even nearly the same.
Silly ass.
Hold on, Smoke. Stay with that one. Stay, because I want to go back to that, but I want on Carlo, Radar, and Boxing to answer the question, so we could go back to what you were saying. So I, because I know what you're saying, we could just keep going, but I want everybody else to answer the question.
Yeah. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Go, Radar, what you think? Or Carlo, whoever want to go first.
What up, guys? What up? Can you guys hear me?
Yes, sir. I hear you.
What's up, Vato? How you doing?
What up? Not much, man. John, I'm a huge fan of your channel as well. That's awesome. Peace to everybody in the chat.
Hello.
I thought boxing is one of those sports that you can prove yourself. I thought there's never really actual racism, right?
Yeah.
Because it's one of those sports that's like a mano, and it's one of those sports that you can truly prove yourself in your skill, right?
Yeah.
And to be honest, when you're in the ring, it's just you, right? The fans can support you.
Yeah.
Right? It's just you. You've proven your skill. You want to be the best. I don't think racism in boxing should never be in a topic, because then again, it's my own point of view, right?
Yeah, of course. That's why I'm asking each and every one of the question. How do you see boxing? Because there is cultures, there is races that do say that there is some type of racism, or they being held back, or they get another boxer does get more shine because of their race and things of that nature. What about you, Radar? What do you think?
Hey, what's up? Buenas tardes. How's it going, guys?
Saludo, mi gente.
What's cracking?
Muy bueno.
Dímelo, bro.
What's up, man? Hey, as I think.
Hold on. Smoke. Say, you gotta greet them in Spanish too, my brother. Go ahead.
I do not speak Spanish, but I can, bienvenido. Is that it?
Hey, Smoke. Hey,
You're close,
bro. Hey, Smoke. You ain't the only one. Hey, Smoke. You're not the only one, dog. I grew up in a house of Puerto Ricans, dog, and they all speak Spanish when they didn't want me to know what they were talking about.
Yeah, Radar.
Yeah, no, you want the wife for that one. That's not me. I can hit you with some French. I can even hit you with some Chinese. Ni hao ma. Ni hao.
Radar, my fault. Go ahead.
No, I think the fans probably try to make it racist more than the boxing community itself, like between them. Business wise, I don't think there's no racism. Come on, like people want to see like fighters, right? So like promoters, like how you guys were saying earlier, I don't know who said it, that white is easier to be promoted. I mean, I don't agree with that, because I mean, it's easier to promote if people want to see you fight. The more people want to see you fight, the easier you are to promote. Doesn't matter what skin color you are. You know what I mean?
Well,
So,
let me just say this real fast before somebody jumps on.
Had
that been the case, if somebody was trying to promote all black fighter, all white fighter, they would have been kicked out of boxing, dog. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what pisses me off, dog. We got all these fucking racist talk, from all sides, not no one side. Bro, this is a fucking all around the world sport. We got homies from fucking Asia, from Africa, Europe, everywhere. Australia. This is a sport boxing's a sport that brings us all together, dog. That's what I don't like that bullshit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying, Punch? That's to have, and there's a reason for that too, bro. It's to have respect for everybody, no matter what you look like, no matter what you come from, bro. I guarantee you, Richard Comey, the African that wherever he's from, I can't
exactly.
Remember. Yeah. I guarantee you right now, bro. If Richard Comey was sitting here having a vodka with me, he'd say the same fucking thing. How about we all just love each other and try to get along?
Yes,
And
sir.
that's all. You know what I'm saying?
Boxing.
Well, I thought that was what boxing is about.
Yes.
That was just one sport that's like literally everybody's in the mix.
And that's how I feel.
Right?
Boxing is that sport that is a world sport. And then all cultures and all countries can have their champions all at one time.
Exactly.
That's the beauty. That's the beauty of the sport.
Exactly, bro. Fucking dude, we got fucking champions from Mexico, Philippines, fucking Ukraine, Japan, bro, Australia, bro. Man, this is a sport that brings everybody together, bro. Stop trying to divide.
Yeah, it's definitely.
I mean,
look at other sports.
Oh, God damn it. Let me finish a minute. Stop trying to divide. This is a sport that brings everybody together, and we should all love one another. Capiche?
Capiche.
All right.
Yo,
Hey,
hold on.
hey,
Let
if it was easier to promote white dudes, how many white boxers can you name?
That,
You know what I mean?
that's what I said earlier.
Come on, like,
That's what I
I'm
said
sure
earlier.
every single one. I'm sure every single one because I mean, who they had, like who are, you know, Dennis
Hold on,
Hogan.
somebody got it. Somebody is who got that?
Smoke, you about to have me go off on you over here, bro. Just chill.
Just chill out, dude. Just chill out. We're having a conversation. I'm not even. This is about a meeting of the minds. I'm not. I don't. First off, let me just say something, right? I think that the idea. I don't know what's going on with the background noise.
Hold on, Smoke.
But,
Hold on. So hold on. Let me see. Hold on, Smoke. Let me see. You.
Bring that race bullshit up, dog. What the fuck is the matter with you, Smoke?
Okay, I'm not bringing up the racism stuff. That's literally what we're talking about. So if we're gonna talk about it, let's talk about it and not stop blaming the black guy. How about that?
Did I blame a black guy?
Yes, I am a black guy. You just said that I'm bringing up race. I am not bringing up race. I'm talking about what the actual subject is on. So let me talk about it and stop hating my perspective. Give me your. I heard yours. Let's all get along. And I hear you, and I don't disagree with you. But we're talking about the realities of we're talking about the real world, not some idealized version of a meritocracy that it should be, but actually isn't. It can't. At some point, it can get to the. It can. I think boxing has the capacity to be post-racial. I don't think that that's necessarily where we are right now, but I think that right now is better than it has been historically.
Oh man. Oh, hold on, guys. I'm sorry. Hold on. I'm trying to figure out where that echo is coming from.
Let me say this real quick, bro.
Hold on, Johnny. Hold on, because I want boxing.
My fault, homie. My fault, dog. That's my bad.
Is that boxing?
Yo, ¿cómo estás?
Bien, y usted?
Yeah. Can I talk now?
Yeah. Go ahead.
Now, I think definitely there's a lot of racism in boxing because of the internet and stuff like that. And like, this is the problem. Like, when you look at like outside the internet, there's not that much of a racism. But the people on YouTube, like Facebook and all that sort of stuff, they're the ones that are creating. What's that noise, by the way?
That's what I'm trying to figure out. I'm trying to figure out if it's me. Let me see. Everybody go on mute just for a second. Let me see. Yo. Nah, then it's not me. It's somebody else.
Yo.
I think it was Johnny's.
No, I'm Gucci, bro. Oh shit,
Yeah, he's good.
All right.
I don't think it was me, though.
Radar. Let me see.
No, I'm good, bro.
I don't have a net in sight. I hit him in the head with the fucking 9. But
go ahead, boxing.
So basically, like, even when you look at even when you look at in boxing, like people like Lomachenko, yeah, like they get a lot of praises and stuff like that. And look at someone like Wilder or AJ, like, you know, they don't get as much as praise as they're supposed to be. So I don't know, man. I just think.
I think
I just think they want more white people. They want more white people in the sport. That's what I think. There's not that many, good or white champions out there. So because there's so many black champions, I think they're trying to develop the playing field. I think.
Is that my man P over there?
I
Hey,
think
yo,
yo,
you know what we need, homie? Real, I don't mean to cut you off, Punch, but I was just gonna say, bro, nah, hey, Pete, check this out, dog. We had this our little issues or whatever it is, but bro, we need more fans of all colors, dog. It doesn't matter. We don't need no more white fan, black fan. No, we need more fans of all colors, bro. And the route to solve that is to put fights on, dog. Put
Yeah, but
fights on.
listen though. Yeah, but listen though. Like, look at UFC when the last fight, the
Johnny Boy
Nigerian guy
fuck the
against.
trainer. Johnny Boy fuck the trainer. You a bitch ass white boy.
I don't know.
Oh, get that clown out
Is
of
that
here, man.
right? Bro, don't get your fucking grill knocked off,
Yeah,
dog. Whoever the fuck that
he
was.
came in as D.
Oh, I was gonna say, yeah.
All right,
Get your
all right. So the
going
the
on.
thing is, yeah, like the thing is, like you look at UFC. That I don't know the names that because I don't really watch UFC. That Nigerian guy that fought against Masvidal. Like there's a lot of white people that was rooting
Usman.
for the Masvidal. Usman, yeah.
Yeah.
So basically, like it felt like black against white. That's the problem, and that's what I'm saying. Like the internet. This is the problem in the internet.
Pete, no. Let me say this right now, and I don't want you to get mad at me. Don't get mad at me, P.
No, go for it. In it. Stop. Listen, just cooking it.
Excuse me.
Just cooking it. Just talking it.
Well, P, there's no here. I was rooting for the kid because he's a fucking Roberto Duran fan, just like I was, just like my father was, just like my grandfather was. He's a fucking Cuban kid, bro, from Florida, bro. That's my fucking bloodline right there, dog. You know what I'm saying? Like, I wasn't rooting for Matt. I wasn't fucking bumping this shit about Masvidal for nothing. That's my dog right there. I mean, just
But
like,
on that,
yeah,
on that,
and I'm a
on that,
white boy. I ain't Cuban. Shit.
yo, on that, Pete, on that one when you said that Anthony Joshua is not supported, where do you see that Anthony Joshua is not supported?
Like even when he was like even before this movement, what he said the 2 months ago, like it's nothing to do with that. Like even before that, they were saying like Tyson Fury is better than him and all that sort of stuff, and Wilder's better than him. Like I don't know, like they just want to like downplay, like what I mean. They use like Wilder's name, and then now that they're using Fury's name, do you know what I mean? So it's
To
like
be honest,
I don't know.
I mean, I don't say I'm from New York. I'm from New York. So when AJ was here, man, he was getting love. It was like a star out here. I ain't see, and I've seen, and I've been in the Barkley when Wilder is here. The love they got for AJ is another level.
If you punch, if you throw Usyk or Lomachenko over here in Chicago, bro.
Well, that was another level too.
Yeah, bro. That there's all kinds of. I mean,
It's Ukrainians. It's a Ukrainian community.
Yo, I don't mean no disrespect, but there's fucking Polish, Serbs, Ukraine, Russian, all that bullshit. They all coming out for the fight, dog. That's right. You know what I'm saying? Like, they outnumber the Italians, I'll tell you.
Yeah, but and that's what I mean. It is a culture. It's a culture where people just go. I mean, I'm talking about the type of support where you are taking a plane ticket to go see your countryman, your fighter fight.
No doubt.
It's a whole different level. It's a culture. So that's what I gave that. And that, damn, I don't know what's that echo, man.
That ain't me, Punch. That ain't me.
I don't know if it's, no. I don't know, man. It sounds horrible.
It's all right. Like it's just like now and then.
Yeah, it's like I explained earlier in the beginning when I was talking about the Ricky Hatton, the comparison to Ricky Hatton when he came to Las Vegas, the comparison of Anthony Joshua, the comparison of Lennox Lewis. Even though that it was Mike Tyson, a lot of people like Mike Tyson, there was a lot of Brits out here for Lennox Lewis as well. I don't think there is. I think it's just a culture differences and morality And I think that's the difference, in my opinion.
Now, the difference is Brits want to come to America, and we don't give a damn about going to England.
Smoke, you a fool.
No, I'm not. Because where else do they go? You don't see them. You don't see them in Germany, like taking over the Klitschko fight. Like that they come here because New York is the shit. Because Vegas is the shit. That's why they come here. Who the hell wants to go to Sheffield? Nobody. Nobody. Not a single individual wants to go to fucking Sheffield.
I was making a joke, Smoke, but I'll come to LA and rob your crowd, motherfucker.
All right, LA, you're gonna be hundreds of miles away from where I am.
Smoke, I'm making a joke, fool.
Oh, listen to this. Is it maybe because like boxing is not that big in America? Is that why? Do you know what I mean? Because like in England, yeah, like boxing is like probably the second biggest sport. You know what I mean? And plus, like it's like a night out for us. So a lot of people like to go out there and stuff like that.
Yeah, it's the
and the Brits like to spend money.
It's the biggest sport bar in soccer in Europe. Side of soccer.
I mean, I don't think so,
bro. The entire world goes to Vegas and New York. The whole world, right? Who in the hell goes to Sheffield? Who's like, hey, you know what? My dream vacation is to go to Sheffield.
Smoke, you a fool, man.
Man, I think these comparisons are ridiculous.
Hey,
I don't
Smoke.
get it. I literally don't get what you're trying to say.
Hey, Smoke. What Russian or Japanese fighters want to go to and fight at Sheffield? They say they want to go to Sheffield.
I'm saying, like, dude, like, oh, you know what? The Siberians really show up for their own. Well, how come nobody goes to Siberia to watch them fight? Because it's fucking Siberia, and we got Vegas. We got Vegas here. Why do we need to go there when Vegas is here and New York is here?
Yeah, everybody dreams of fighting in Vegas. That's for sure. They don't dream of fighting in Sheffield. That's for sure.
Yeah, but listen though, like it depends. Because like if you got fans, yeah, they'll go anywhere for you. So like Ricky Hatton, he had fans, you know, so they traveled. So if people like you, they'll go anywhere. It doesn't matter whether it's like Leicester, Sheffield, Nottingham, Bristol. Do you know what I mean? They'll go anywhere.
Yeah, because they can get home the same day. Because they can leave at wherever they live in the UK. They can leave at their house, go to the fight, and go right back home the same day. That is not what happens in America. Like there's fight cities, right? In America, you have California. We got New York, we got California, we have Vegas. If you're not fighting in those three towns, then you're in some off-brand, weird, weird white town. Like that's not what.
I'm in that gutter ass Midwest, and we don't have no fights over here nowhere. Otherwise, I would have been settled up with y'all. Otherwise, I would have been settled up with everybody, bro. Hey, what are you gonna do about it, man? There's fights over here.
So what you're trying to say, Smoke, that people are only gonna come. People are only supporting because they actually just want to come to Vegas and not really support their fighter.
No, they come to support their fighters, but they come to support their fighters in places that are worldwide tourist destinations.
Come to Detroit.
Listen to this though. Listen to this though. Yeah, like I think it's a cultural thing. I think Mr. Moonshine, that he's right. Because
I agree with what he's saying. It's not that I don't agree that it's a cultural thing, but it's why it's a cultural thing. And what you said was was the point, that for you guys it's a night on the town because all of these fights are essentially local fights for you.
Have an ass out. Would you chill?
Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt. Sorry, go ahead.
Would you chill your Adderall, cocaine, having ass the fuck out, dog? Jesus fucking Christ, dog. I just want to tell everybody God bless. And you're fucking screaming about fucking Olay over here. Jesus motherfucking Christ. Holy jumping fucking shitballs.
And it's not even. Listen to me. Listen to me. Because no. I was gonna...
Hang on. I got one thing, P. One thing. P. Who do you got on Smoke? Who do you got on the Tank Santa Cruz fight?
Yeah, that's a tough one for me because if I'm not seeing I'm trying to figure out
Who do you
if
got,
Tank.
motherfucker?
It's a
You know what?
50-50
I'm gonna
fight.
go
Oh,
out
yo,
and come back in and see if it's if it's mine because it's hella it's
All right.
really distracting. All this noise.
All right. Yeah, time.
Yeah.
Smokey, you better come gamble with me, homeboy.
No, I just don't listen. I just don't know because I'm trying to figure out if Tank can win this fight without knocking Leo out. That's where I'm at with it.
Smoke. Time out, and come back in. Let me see if it is.
I'm just breaking balls.
Yo.
Just breaking.
Nah, it wasn't smoke then. It's something up. Keep on talking.
Somebody's got the Freddy Krueger over here.
Sorry about that, you guys. So what was that conversation about before I left?
Oh man, I don't know, bro.
Yo,
It just sounds the stream sounds too horrible right now, and I can't even hear a lot of people talk. That's the problem.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No, it's not even. I'm just trying to figure out if it's me, if it's. Hold on, man.
Hey, Mr. Moonshine.
Yo.
When you and Johnny Boy, where everybody else is muted besides you and Johnny Boy, you can still hear it. So it's gonna be one of you two guys.
It sounds really clear right now. Can you hear it?
I hear it. Johnny Boy's froze.
All right, if Johnny Boy, if you're not talking, put yourself on mute in it, because two people can't be off mute, because they'll clash.
I mean, see, we good now, right?
Yeah, but it's happening from time to time. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I think it was Johnny's because he never got muted.
Okay.
All right, whenever I talk and I'm finished talking, like I put myself on mute. So we're talking about this stuff. Basically, I have to agree with you because obviously like it's a cultural thing. Like when I said like it's a night out, like sometimes it's like a holiday as well for them, the British people. They'll go like anywhere around the world, even if it's like America, which is like far away. So they'll go like and spend their money, and they want to see. They don't even have to be the biggest fan of like AJ or Fury or you know what I mean.
Yeah.
But they could be like a big Fury fan, but if AJ is fighting somewhere like in America, they'll still go to support AJ. You know what I mean? In a way, it's like for them, it's an excuse as well to drink because they like to drink as well. And to go on holiday, like, you know what I mean? They're going to Las Vegas, all that sort of stuff, New York, Madison Square Garden, all that sort of stuff. So it's a bit of both. Yeah, you know what I mean? It's just a cultural thing. Like, maybe like America, you know, it might not be the biggest sport, you know what I mean, when it comes to boxing.
I mean,
yeah.
I think America it's not a major sport like it once was. But I do think when it's time for a big fight, they all come out like it's one of the biggest sporting events. You know, you see all the celebrities, the athletes, they all come out and it still can make good. It still can make good money. Still can make good events. I think it's just that's why I started out with the show. I think it's about cultures and cultural differences, and I don't think is racism. I think it's just cultural differences. But I do think also that it's envy, and when racism come into play. When it comes to boxing, I think, in my point of view, the way I listen, the way I see it, is that a certain culture, a certain race is just envious and jealousy because of the support that these other that another culture, another fighter might have with their country, with their culture, with their tribe, or whatever. Is that type of support. Like there's one thing, and for example, people could look at, like, I give the example of, Canelo Alvarez tell Andy Ruiz to be in his, in his circle with Eddie Reynoso and Ryan Garcia, and people may look at it from the outside and these guys are just Mexicans and Mexican American, they're looking out for one another, blah blah. But yet they do not shit on another culture. At the same time, they're not saying, you don't hear Canelo Alvarez saying, well, the Ukrainians stick together, and that's why they get the love that they get, and that's why we gotta that's why Lomachenko Usyk is getting the love that they're getting because of their skin complexion or whatever. You don't hear no other coaches say that. Do you? I hear African Americans say that though. Are they bringing racism trauma into the sport of boxing?
Maybe, I would say maybe, because of obviously all the background stuff, the 500 years. Obviously, there's going to be some painful, and when you attack, one of the only good fighters out there, like, of course, people are going to be obviously, they're going to feel like pain, like, you know what I mean? And I wouldn't say like 100%, but I would say like, yeah, it's like a 50-50, like more like 60% actually, like, because yeah. But at the same time, like, you don't get the fairness, because like when you see like someone like Floyd Mayweather, people used to say like, oh, he's boring because he doesn't knock people out, he's a 12th round fighter and stuff like that. And when you have like someone like Deontay Wilder, and he's basically like knocking everyone out, they're still saying like he's not a good fighter. So and then that's where the anger comes from.
But guess what? Guess what? Who says it though? His own people say that. And his own people that are, and I'm talking about own people, own race say that. Their own analysis say that. Their own the Timothy Bradley, the Andre Wards of the world, the Mike Tysons of the world, the Floyd Mayweather of the world. People say that amongst they say that about Deontay Wilder. I assure you, if Mike Tyson, let's say leading up to that fight, when they was interviewing him about Tyson Fury, if Mike Tyson would have came out and say, this is the next big thing after the meet, and he was pumping him, guess what? People will be like, yo, ESPN, all of them will take Mike Tyson's word because it's a highly credible opinion. People will take Floyd Mayweather's word because it's a highly credible opinion. Look, Floyd Mayweather is the same dude that actually don't even want to give props to Muhammad Ali, nor Mike Tyson,
because he's a hater. He's a hater. He's basically like, he wants all attention. Even now, like, he's retired, yeah, but he still want to be in the limelight. Like, they're just haters. Like, and this is the problem with black people as well. Like, black people, they hate on each other. This is the thing as well. They need to like give each other credit. Like, it's not, they had their time. If Deontay Wilder his time, it's his time now.
Yeah,
hold on,
Smoke.
I'm gonna go right to I'm gonna let Glenn just time in. He haven't spoken, and Black and Brown haven't spoken either. Matter of fact, Black, because I know Glenn timed in after Black and Brown. Yo, Black, what you think?
Hey, Punch, I just want to put this out there like this, man. I've been on YouTube for about 1.5 years, right? Just watching YouTube, and then I finally started my little channel 2-3 months ago, right? But
subscribe to the channel, y'all. Subscribe to Black and Brown Boxing, y'all. Subscribe to the channel.
For the first year, right? I didn't give a damn, bro. I just love the YouTube boxing community. I didn't give a damn who I was listening to. So I was just listening to any boxing, because I had just found it. I felt like I found a pot of gold. Like, this is where boxing's at. It's on YouTube. So I'm listening to everybody, right? Man, I don't care what anybody says on this panel or in the chat. They can say whatever the fuck they want. I listen with my own ears to Blue Blood, Ego, Dante's Boxing Nation, Aki, all these fucking dudes, Punch, take shots at Mexicans. Don't give Mexican fighters no fucking respect. And not only not give them respect, disrespect them in the meantime, Punch. I've been watching this shit for 2 years, almost 2 years now. They only talk about black fighters. And in the meantime, they disrespect Mexican fighters, taking shots at them every fucking show, every chance they get. They're taking shots at Mexican fighters. Now, if there's other channels that do that shit to black fighters, then let me know. Because I haven't seen that shit yet. I haven't seen that shit. I haven't seen a channel consistently taking shots at a culture, at one culture that consistently just will not stop taking shots. I don't know if it's like what you just said, Punch, if it's jealousy or if it's like a sense of competition. I don't know what it is, but it definitely is causing a divide in boxing. And that's why I named my channel Black and Brown Boxing. My channel is called Black and Brown Boxing because of the bullshit that I hear on Dante's Boxing Nation, on Boxing Fucking Ego, on Blue Blood Sports. Now, anybody on this panel or in the chat, they can be fans of these dudes. I don't give a fuck. But I know what I listen to. I know what I'm listening to. And I come from a part of the country and a part of the state of California where we're united. There's no divide here. We are united as fuck. We go to jail together. We go to school together. We play sports together. We gangbang together. There's no divide where I'm from. So to go on YouTube and to listen to this shit, I know exactly what the fuck I'm listening to. I know exactly what it is. It's some bully shit. That's what it is. It's some bully shit. And hey, Punch, much respect, bro. Sorry for coming on here and ranting, but this is some built up shit that I've been holding in for a couple years now because I don't like getting on YouTube and doing this shit. But the facts are the facts. And those channels consistently take shots at Mexican fighters, disrespectful shots outside of boxing. And those are facts. And anybody can sit up here and defend it and wrap it up any way they want. I ain't fucking buying it. I ain't buying it, bro. I know what it is, Punch. I know what it is.
Preach on, preach, and preach again, damn it. Black and Brown, I'm with you with that type of frustration as well, because I started my damn channel just because of that.
Hey, Black and Brown, what if say me, you, and Mr. Moonshine and all the Hispanics started shitting on the black fighters, like how 78 and all those dudes do? Well,
hey, Raider,
it already happened. I don't know what you mean start. It already happened.
About that.
You guys don't see that.
Hold on.
Tell me where then, Smoke. Tell me where, because I will go over there and I will attack that shit. I will attack any Latin channel.
I'll send you links. I don't want to shout out any. It's not about for me. It's not about that. Like Dante. First off, Ego is Latino himself, right? And then Blue Blood, like his whole family's Latino. Like I think that you guys, whatever. You guys have your own perception. Whatever.
Wrapping it up. You're wrapping it up. You're wrapping it up. I ain't buying it. You're wrapping it up, bro. Wrap it up.
No, I'm telling you fact. I'm telling you a fact. I'm not wrapping anything. I'm telling you a fact.
No, just because they have Latin blood in their blood doesn't make it okay for them to take shots at Latins constantly over and over and over again. So go ahead and wrap it up any way you want. But you're from a part of the state just like I am, where we are united as fuck out here, dude. You know that shit.
Definitely. Yeah, no, Ego's right there in Richmond. And there's a Latino dude, and I know that he also supports Latino fighters. But that's not your experience, right? So I'm not trying to shit on your experience. I'm just trying to give you some facts.
Maybe you guys communicate in a private chat, because I don't hear that shit.
I don't hear that shit either. But yo, Glenn, time in on that.
Yo, shout outs to the gentleman from California. I'm gonna reserve my time for the gentleman named Carlo. Okay, and I'll ease back in, and I'm gonna top because I think I aired this subject out yesterday. You know what I'm saying? But I know, but I was rushing. I was rushing people because no. It's all good. That's why I'm trying to give everybody a platform, because Carlo's been waiting actually longer than me and BNB. So you know what I mean? Like, I'm just trying to be respectful, because I feel like I aired this subject out yesterday, and I feel like I just want to hear everybody's points before I actually go in. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Can I say something quickly just about Black and Brown? What he said, yeah. I'm actually disagreeing with Black and Brown, because when you look at the LDBC and all that, yeah, they basically big up like Teofimo Lopez, Canelo, or you know what I mean, and like, you know, even the prospects like Berlanga, you know what I mean. I never hear them say bad stuff about them. Yeah, sometimes they even say, you know, sometimes they do say certain things, but they also say, you know, certain things about black fighters as well, like people like Anthony Joshua, Dillian White. It's not just Mexicans, bro. Like, you know what I mean? You have to really look into it.
Hold on real quick, man. Hold on, Punch. This is getting stupid already. The times that people were calling the LDBC this and LDBC that, there's people that say, well, it's not all the LDBC that says that. Now it's being specific to people, and now it's the LDBC is not like that. Like
those people aren't LDBC, Raider.
Specific. I didn't even mention the LDBC. I was specific with name.
Said
I know. Not the men he mentioned are not LDBC. Ego and Dante's Nation are not LDBC.
Hold on, guys.
Did I say LDBC, or the P boxing say LDBC?
Or Raider. First and foremost. Hold on, guys. Hold on. So I could say, because P boxing was trying to time in on what Black and Brown said, but Black and Brown never said LDBC. He just mentioned the boxing channels. He ain't said no LDBC out his mouth.
Yeah, he was specific. And P boxing said LDBC is not like that. That's why I came on and I was saying that. That why is that now all of a sudden is all the LDBC? So you should go in at P boxing what he said, not what I said. I'm
saying I agree with P boxing. He's saying that LDBC gives. Sure, they like their fighters, and sure they dislike some fighters.
But nobody
what you'll
mentioned
find
LDBC.
what you'll find in the LDBC is
Nobody
that every
mentioned them.
single fighter that is active right now has a fan in the LDBC, including Lomachenko, including Triple G, like all of them.
Please, let's not.
Nobody mentioned LDBC.
Nobody mentioned
LDBC.
Can we be sensible, please?
P-Boxing just did.
I know, but
if you look at the chat, look at what's going on in the chat. Also, as soon as Black and Brown said what he said, see what the chat started talking about. He named a bunch of channels. The chat started talking about PBC. LDBC.
You got this mixed up. Black and Brown was talking about certain channels, and P-Boxing said that the LDBC is not like that because he thought that Black and Brown was referring to the LDBC, which he wasn't.
But that's true though. It's true though.
Guido's in the background.
It's true though, I'm saying. It's true though, I'm saying, because you know what? Most people, they complain about when they talk about black channels, they're basically saying like LDBC. I know that Ego is not LDBC. I know like the other dude, he's not LDBC as well. But a lot of people put everyone into like LDBC. Some people even call me LDBC. Do you know what I mean? Like just because like you know you don't stand up for certain things. You know what I mean? Like
P-Boxing. Why'd you bring up LDBC? We weren't even talking about them.
Because that's what most people talk about, and that's what they mean
that's
when
not
they
the
talk about black
subject.
channels.
That wasn't the subject, my
But
boy.
you,
Yeah, but
hey,
that's what people talking about.
You assumed that he was talking
P-Boxing,
about that.
hold on. Hey Raider, let me talk to P-Boxing. P-Boxing, you specifically said you started your comment by saying I disagree with what Black and Brown said. That's how you started, bro. And I never mentioned the LDBC. I mentioned certain channels who I watch, and I will still watch them, and I will laugh at those fucking clowns because I like boxing, so I'll watch boxing anywhere I go. But then I consistently hear the Mexican shots, and if you go watch Aki's channel yourself, bro, go watch that shit yourself. I don't know if Aki's LDBC or not. I don't give a fuck. I'm calling these fools out by names, bro. I'm not putting them all in one bunch. So we don't have to assume. I'm being specific with the channels who I've heard with my own two ears consistently, not one time, two times, three times, consistently take shots at Mexican fighters. So when you start your comment by saying I disagree with Black and Brown, bruh, I don't know what you're disagreeing with.
All I'm saying, I know for a fact. I went to Blue. And I'm not saying it came out of his mouth, right? I'm not saying this came out of his mouth. I didn't know if he was LDBC or whatever. I'm not even mentioning that. I got into his channel. Somebody was saying when I was in the live show, I said, you know what? I'm gonna give these dudes a try anyway. Let me see, you know, whatever I've been thinking for a bunch of years. Let me see if they got their acts together. Put it that way. That's how I felt. But I never been to blue boxing, right? So as soon as I went to the live show, he was having a live stream. Then this other dude, he's talking, and his name was Nicholas. I don't know if he was Tyson Fury sparring partner or whatever.
Nicholas Asbury.
Huh?
Nicholas Asbury, yeah, he was the sparring partner of Tyson Fury.
Okay, so let's say maybe you tuned in. Did you hear how he was talking about Tyson Fury cracker wife, his ugly ass wife, his ugly crack ass wife, his ugly cracker kids? And went on a rampage talking about cracker. Now,
yes,
everybody you heard that. And what you saw, you saw the other two guys on the panel laughing. Now, if it was in this channel and somebody is saying, oh, this black ugly wife and this black and nigga this and nigga that, but in a derogatory way, because cracker means derogatory way. He's just not saying, you know, white guy, right? It's being a derogatory way. You would look at my channel and be like, yo, my man Punch is a damn racist channel. Because even here, when let's say one of the guys in the panel was going that smoke and said something about black. Remember that day when Rob was talking? And I'm like, yo, do not bring that racist shit over here, man. Nah, stop that. Quit that shit. I'll put a stop to that. But when I hear other channels don't put a stop to that, then you agreeing with the damn message.
not only do they put a stop to it, they encourage it.
They laugh. They
But there's
encourage.
no they. Again, Black and Brown mention names. Now you guys are saying because you went to one and somebody and a other guy said that's now equals channels.
But
Did it?
no,
Right? It's still the one channel. You're still only talking about one channel. There's no they. There's no them.
Smoke. But I'm giving you one example. I could give you millions example. I say this is the reason why I started my channel. I got tired of those channels. Yeah, I depended on those channels when I started looking at YouTube to report me some boxing news. You know, I'm working. I can't follow boxing in day out. So yeah,
hold on.
Okay, so you want me to tell you my experience on YouTube? Because I went to a channel that says black people.
Hold on. Let me respond because I said they, right? And you say who is they? I meant the people that were laughing, that were on the panel. Means more than one person. They, not they as in multiple channels. We're talking about one specific channel.
Cool. So I'm not gonna air out a name, but maybe I will at some point. But I went to a channel whose title in their channel name is boxing, right? It's their name and then boxing. So I'm over there, I'm checking it out, and the response was, I think the comment was, and I'm paraphrasing because it's been a while ago. The statement was, white people don't drag black men behind their trucks unless they're rapists and thieves. Right? We can all talk about the shocking shit that people say in boxing. I don't understand why this is a thing where it needs to be put on one group like they are some huge, like they are the problem, when actually this is just what the sport is. Like, this is what the culture is, it's what the society is, it's what individuals are. Like, that is what has happened. This is the level of ignorance that we have to deal with day to day in our culture. And not only that, there is no nation that has a monopoly on being post-racial. Nowhere. I've been all over the world. I have yet to experience this kumbaya culture that you guys are talking about. It doesn't happen in boxing. It doesn't happen in life. You guys are tripping.
It could happen in boxing. It could happen in boxing.
Could, but it ain't that. But it's not what happening. But it's not what's happening now. But it's not what's happening now. And I'll tell you something else. I'll go you one better.
It is happening in boxing. That's why I'm coming out with this live stream, because it is a kumbaya in boxing. But somebody else doesn't like the kumbaya. They don't like the kumbaya. The ones
you don't like what they say about it.
No. The ones that complains don't like the kumbaya, because you don't hear Asians complaining. You don't hear Latinos complaining. You don't hear white people complaining. You don't hear Arabs complaining. You only hear one race that complains in the sport of boxing, talking about racism when there's no racism playing. There is no racism here. I have pointed it out. I am pointing it out. Everybody get their just due in the sport of boxing. Every culture, anybody could be a champion in the sport of boxing. Look at all the champions right now. Nobody's keeping nothing from nobody in boxing. In society, it could be, but in boxing, you have not bring me no facts that tells me that there's racism in boxing.
Okay, I keep bringing it out. I'll point you out something else. Vladimir Klitschko, right? Let's go with Vladimir Klitschko. Vladimir Klitschko. Let's do a comparison about Vladimir Klitschko and Deontay Wilder. Deontay Wilder gets shtick because he never fought anybody and didn't step up, right? Vladimir Klitschko, put Deontay Wilder's first 42 fights with Vladimir Klitschko's first 42 fights. Let's see what people were saying about Vladimir Klitschko versus what people are saying about Deontay Wilder. But this entire thing is, I think that, right. So part of it has to do, and there's several factors, right? I'm not saying that everything is about white supremacy or Mexican supremacy or black supremacy. That some of it is just about stereotypes, and also what people find entertaining, and also what people get tired of. At this point in the junction, there was a point when you couldn't get black fighters in boxing, right? And now there's a point that then it became a point when it was only black fighters that were the excellence in boxing. And still the black fighter is the gold standard in boxing because of the work that they put in, right? So you get all these other people, John Ruiz, the first Puerto Rican heavyweight champ, Andy Ruiz, the first Mexican champ, all those dudes get their run. Vladimir Klitschko was the first white champ in a long time. The dude got pass after pass after pass. In 79 fights, he fought 0 all-time greats. Nobody says this type of shit. Right? This dude, you say that they say Wilder only fought bums, so therefore he's a bum. But meanwhile, Vladimir Klitschko was getting knocked out by bums.
Yeah, but
Like, not only was he fighting bugs, but he was losing to them, right? But it's not the same thing. That's what I'm talking about. There's a double standard. There's an ethnic-based double standard. Now we can talk about why there might be a double standard, why it's not the same for everybody. We can get all into that, but stop pretending like it's not there.
But Smoke, it is their own. It's Deontay Wilder's own people on mass media that's knocking them. It's them.
Okay. So what does that have to do with the double standard? Just because black people engage in it, it's not a double standard? That doesn't make any sense.
What do you? But you spoke a lot, but you didn't get to the point.
I did get to the point. You just glossed over. There's a double standard, yo. There's a double standard. If you don't want to see it, then you don't want to see it. Then you don't see it. But the reason why there might be a double standard is because maybe one group is underserved, and so you want to actually if there's no double standard, if there's no double standard, please tell me why Vladimir Klitschko is praised while Deontay Wilder's panned.
Yo, make a point.
He could be praised easily because
it's not because Wilder's black.
Promoters. Who's Deontay Wilder's promoter? Who's the machine that's backing Deontay Wilder? Tell me a machine.
Maybe the same guy who black Vladimir Klitschko. The same guy who black Vladimir Klitschko. The same exact dude.
Wait.Maybe these other fighters have a machine that backs them up. Deontay Wilder,
the same machine
that backed them up. No, who
was training?
Maybe it's not. Maybe it's just a double standard. Instead of you saying, maybe it's just a double standard.
Let me ask you a question. Who was training Vladimir Klitschko?
Anthony Banks at one point, Don Turner at another point, Emmanuel Stewart at another point. He had a lot of trainers.
Right. So he had some black trainers that were very popular. And do you think that might have attached it to the American fan base that was actually watching? Because during that whole reign, it was kind of considered a weak division over here in the United States. But anybody that did watch, any pugilist that watched it, it was because they had to see it. If there was any kind of a drawing, it was because he's got a great trainer in the corner. Hey, not only that, but he lost, but he came back and won, and they dominated for a very long time. That's why it became boring over here. But while it became boring over here, there were little kids over there looking up to them, across the pond, that were looking up to them and like, I want to be like him. I want to be like him. I'm going to grow up and become a boxer. So now we have this I don't see the racism when it comes to, what I'm saying?
Can I quickly say something? Basically, I think people are not being directly racist. It's unconscious. Like they don't even know that they're being racist, but sometimes it happens like that. Do you know what I mean? Like, for example, when Deontay Wilder, this twerk thing that people have been talking about, they're still talking about that now, yeah. And you had Tyson Fury, he kissed a man in a ring, then he lifted up that man, the same man, when they were in a weigh-in, yeah, he lifted him up as if that was his wife, and no one made a video about it, laughing and all that. But Deontay Wilder, when he done that little twerk for his wife, something privately, you know what I mean? It's each.
Hold on, I held back for a minute though. I held back. I let everybody talk. I just want to respond to that because what you're saying now, right? That has nothing to do with the racial thing. You're talking about now gay shit. I don't know, how you feel about it. I got gay family members. But hold on, let me finish my point. Because my point has to do with you as well. You're P-boxing, right?
Yeah, go on. Yeah, it doesn't matter.
Okay, so then on that topic, on that same topic, when you say unconscious racism, right? Did you not tell IOTBA in a heated argument,
that's got nothing to do with it.
I hope a cop kills you. I hope a cop kills you, you black nigger. Didn't you say that?
I remember that.
Said that.
That was P. Boston that said that, right?
You said that.
I remember that shit.
See what I'm saying? So so that's what I'm saying. So I'm not gonna listen to you or divert my time for you to interrupt my point when I'm trying to make a point, because I've been quiet, letting everybody talk. You see what I'm saying? I'm not gonna allow you to be a hypocrite and then interrupt my point.
Listen to me. Listen to
so fall back. Let me finish my point. Then you can talk all the nonsense you want to talk.
I don't even know this guy. What are you talking about, man?
You don't need to know me. You don't need to know me.
Go ahead, finish.
Exactly.
Just go to
Thank you. Frequent the channel, then you know my name. But anyway, so when it comes down to it, The racism, like I said yesterday, yeah, there's cultural issues in how people support. We had this whole conversation yesterday. Smoke made some points. I made some points. I like Black and Brown's point today. At the end of the day, yeah, there's a disconnect in how we support fighters, but I don't think that is based on race. Yeah, you're gonna have racist promoters. You're gonna have racist, people in every single culture. I'm not denying that. You know what I'm saying? But I don't think that the state of boxing itself is racist. I think that just some people, don't really get promoted well, and some people at the end of the day are waiting out for a big payday, and they're not putting balls to the wall and really training and going at the money. You could take a lesser fight. Why are you accepting fights with bums and then getting mad because you don't get a payday when you already offered a payday? And that goes for a lot of fighters. So I'm not going to say one specific, but you know what I'm talking about. So that's what I got to say.
Go ahead, P. Respond, because I don't know what y'all really talking about.
I don't even know what he's chatting about. This guy is like, I don't know, he's I don't even know him, never heard of him. But the point that I was trying to make is basically like, people could be like unconscious, like, they could be like racist without knowing it. It's because that's what they know, like, do you know what I mean? So certain things it's not going to be matter to them. But if someone else does it like with a different race, they might see it like more. Do you know what I mean? Like I mentioned about Tyson Fury and what Deontay Wilder done, stuff like that. So yeah, I just think like, it's a bit unconscious.
But what about so what about when Billy Joe Saunders said what he was saying when he was punching the heavy bag and he got his license suspended, and Gervonta Tank Davis could do something to his baby moms where the whole world could see and physically abuse his baby mom and nothing done to him?
Because that's a different country. Because in Britain, everything gets, everything, like if you do anything in Britain, like, you get punished. Because we got like proper like, the boxing border, if you step out of line, like you get punished. But I don't know what happens in America. Like, I mean, look at.
I'm just speaking morally, because you said that there's double standard. What about the double standard here? Because people here was making fun of people here was making fun of Billy Joe Saunders, just as and people here was making it a problem with Gervonta Tank Davis. But to me, it's like a slap in the wrist. This is viral. It's not even comparable to what Billy Joe Saunders said. It's not even comparable. Now put it this way. Now I'm gonna say it like this. Now put it the other way around. Let Gervonta Tank Davis be Billy Joe Saunders, and let Billy Joe Saunders be Gervonta Tank Davis, and he gets in trouble. Everybody will be saying, "Oh, but nobody's doing that to the white guy that actually abused his wife," while everybody was looked at it. And this black guy just said in the punching bag what he was going to do, but it was just talking. He was acting, he was joking, and he got his license suspended. You don't think that people would have been complaining about that? You think they would have brought the race issue?
I don't know. Did he hit her? I didn't even watch that clip. Did he hit her, or did he just drag her? Did he just not like grab her and just they went, or did he hit her?
It looked like she had her phone. He punched her hand or whatever, the phone off or whatever, and then he dragged her out. And then there's another video where he's pushing her out and then there was another guy that was about to fight Gervonta Tank Davis or his peoples. There was two.
They both deserve to be punished. You know what I mean? Like at the end of the day, but that's America though. Like if that happened in the UK, he'll get punished as well.
Okay. So I assume it was the other way around. I assume it was the other way around. You see you would hear the black even from Britain or from here talking about, damn, if it was white, yo, they doing mad. They bringing it like too serious. Look what they doing to Gervonta Tank Davis and blah blah. I think it would have been serious. I think they would have pulled the race card on this one. Don't you think so? Anybody in the panel? Am I wrong or right?
Mi hermano.
No, you're right. You're right.
Mira, remember what I was telling you yesterday?
Hold on, Guido, you go next. I got you. Say it again.
Ahora yo voy ahora, hola. Mira, ¿tú me oyes?
Yeah, I got you. Good.
Mira, what I was telling you about yesterday, the double standard in boxing. Like if you see how Floyd Mayweather years ago when he said, I think Pacquiao should go make some sushi. You know what I'm saying? Remember when I told you that? And then Dana White got him, like, even though he's Asian, he's like, Pacquiao's not Japanese, So I'm just saying, if it would have been somebody else that said, oh, I think you should go eat watermelons and fried chicken, that would have been all over the news, right?
I think so.
You see what I'm saying?
They would have made a. They would have bring in the.
They would have
race
made a
trade.
big deal out of that shit. You know.
I think
look.
Didn't Adrian Broner say something like that too? That he beat up a Mexican.
Yeah, he
Remember
said, "Yeah,
that?
I just beat the fuck out of the Mexican."
Yeah.
Hey, real quick,
What
can
if?
I- hey,
What?
real-
Hold on.
He said he's gonna beat the beans out of it.
Sorry, my bad.
Yeah, well, whatever it was. Well, what about if a Mexican would have said that? Like, say, Mikey Garcia would have said that. I beat the shit out of this African, or I beat the whatever soul food out of this African. What would have happened?
That would have been all over the news.
Nothing would have happened. Just like when Mikey
That would have
called
been
for people
viral.
Mayate.
It would have been
Nothing
viral.
happened. Nothing happens. That's
Mikey
what
would have been
Just like when the guy-
crucified.
just like when the guy
Mikey
had to
Garcia
build
would
the
have been
wall,
crucified, bro.
just
Hold
like
on. Mikey would have been
Are you still done?
crucified for that.
Okay, so did he get crucified for calling
Hey, real
for saying Mayate? Did Mikey Garcia get crucified, or does nobody know what the hell I'm talking about? Like, I get that people celebrated when the guy that had. I get that people celebrate. I get that people celebrate when the guy who had to build the wall shorts got knocked out, but he still had the shorts. And that guy wasn't black. I don't understand, like, what the hell it is you guys think you're accomplishing by pointing out what some black fighters say.
Because
like, what is your point?
Because they have to take accountability. Nobody has.
Who's they? Who's they? The fighters are the entire community.
Okay, we're talking about the culture. First, I'm talking about the culture in America, right? I bring the Andy Ruiz, I bring the Kalen Plant, there's a culture even within America, regardless of whatever race you're from. That's how I started. But I also said, but there is one race that actually does the complaining. So yes, the culture is bad for everybody. The culture is not together. The culture of America, whether it's Andy Ruiz don't get supported by Latino American before the Anthony Joshua fight, Kalen Plant being white, black fighters, Latino, everybody. I'm saying the culture of America. Yet you do not hear Asians complain. You do not hear Latinos American complain. You don't hear white Americans complain. You hear about black fighters complain.
Okay, so should black fighters stop complaining, or should everybody start?
Hold on, Smoke. So that's why when we talking about this conversation, yes, it shifts to the African American, because they're the one that's doing the complaining. They're the one that is Gary Russell Jr. and his remarks that you know, whatever he said about Lomachenko, that he's only overrated because of the skin of his color, is what Floyd Mayweather have said, is what other black fighters have said, and the black fighters also have stated that it's racism in boxing, and other races get more, get their just due and get their praises because they're from another ethnicity. And I'm saying they get their praises because their culture praises them and keep it in the forefront. Regardless if they lose or win, Manny Pacquiao could get knocked out cold, but the Filipino people will always stand behind Manny Pacquiao like he's a king. That's an example.
Oh, okay, so are you saying that the other people should start complaining, or are you saying that the black people should stop?
I'm saying everybody should stop everybody should stop in America because there's a culture that y'all don't support your own. So
how does the problem get fixed? If you're not going to address the problem, how does it get fixed?
That is the problem. The solution is to shut the fuck up.
Okay, so you're saying...
Wait. Let me finish. Wait, what are we to fit it? The point is to shut the fuck up and adopt the culture that they know how to support their own. Support your own. Be loyal. Be loyal to American fighters. Go out there. When American fighter got to go to Sheffield and fight, go out there, buy your plane ticket, and support that fighter, and stop complaining about other cultures that support their own. That's what I'm saying.
So let me ask you this. So let me ask you this: how many Filipino fighters in the last, let's call it 60 years, that have been champions?
What, in 50 years?
Yeah, last 50 years.
Pacquiao, Casimero, and I don't know the rest.
My point is, the reason why these guys are supported the way they are is because they're an underrepresented group. That's what I'm trying to say to you. That it's not that there's the same. The reason why there could be a different standard is because these groups don't have the same kind of representation in the sport as far as excellence is concerned, as far as champions is concerned, as far as achievements have been concerned. So when they see one of their own achieving something that nobody else is doing, only a bunch of black people, yeah, they get behind that. Meanwhile, let me just get this off. Let me just get this off. Like, if you guys are making videos about about Kovalev calling John David Jackson N-bomb, the same way you make videos about Gary Russell Jr. saying that Loma's overrated because he's white, then make black people can stop complaining. But instead, everybody else gets to say whatever the fuck they want. But black people need to shut the fuck up.
How many Filipinos are in the lower weight classes where you say that they don't get any shine?
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah,
We don't know, but ain't complaining though. I'll tell you that.
Are you crazy? Are you saying that the lower weight classes are not complaining that they don't get shine?
No.
I
didn't say that. What I'm saying is that other cultures don't complain. That's what I'm saying. Other cultures, other races do not complain. They don't pull the race card to up their race. They don't say this person get this because of this, and this is why I am not who I am. Instead of just being
awesome. I mean, if you don't like the fact that people are talking, then you don't like the fact that people are talking. I think that more people should start talking.
No, I talk about it, but if there's something that is racist, bring out the race. Let's see it. If we see racism, but what's happening right now is that we're voluntarily calling things racist when it's not. When Gary Russell Jr.
I'm talking about it right now. I'm talking about it right now. Get the smoke. I'm talking about it right now.
Yeah, we're talking about Gary because Gary Russell Jr. did it. Because Gary Russell Jr. said it.
Hold on.
When Devin Haney says it, that's when it gets talked about.
Want to come to the defense. You say we should talk about it when we hear it, right? I'm talking about it, and then guys like you and Pete Boxing come to the defense of it.
I said, what's the it I'm talking about? I said Kovalev. When Kovalev said something, were you talking about it? No, you weren't. But you're talking about this. That's the it that I'm talking about.
I didn't have a channel.
There you go. I hear. I got it. So you guys are new to the conversation, and you're talking about this stuff. That's fine. I'm not mad at it. But also the interpretation, the way that you're interpreting Gary Russell's words, seems to be that you're calling him a racist. Meanwhile, he could just be talking about the demographic in boxing right now today, and has nothing to do with race or white privilege. He's just literally talking about how a white guy, because the white community is underserved in boxing, could get a leg up, but versus somebody else who is completely who could be maybe overrepresented in boxing.
The black people are not underserved in boxing.
Correct.
The whites are not underserved in boxing. Latinos not underserved in boxing. No race is underserved in boxing. No race is underserved.
Okay, how about underrepresented?
Even that, I don't believe in that either.
By underrepresented, I mean to the amount of people the amount of those guys who are in the sport versus the amount of guys who are actually actual champions, right? That's what I'm saying to you. Maybe when you get a white champion and you're a promoter, you're going to try to hype that guy. Maybe if you're the media that was trying to cull the sport, who are trying to not only support but also grow the sport. Maybe what you do is overrate a guy in order to bring people in. Is that racism? I don't think that's racism. I think that is how you actually grow the sport. But you guys, for some reason, are saying it's racist because Gary Russell Jr. suggested that might be happening.
Why bring up the race card? Answer me that. Why did Gary Russell Jr., in your opinion, has to say that? Why
because he lost to Lomachenko, and there's not a lot of white guys in it, and the way Lomachenko has been promoted, he was from the jump. He was called the Golden Boy, and now all these, he was talked about as if he was the savior of boxing.
He's jealous. That's what he's jealous. He's jealous and envy about his promotion.
He fought Loman lost. Why are we not talking about Carl Froch and Andre Ward? Let me finish my point, yo. Let me just finish my point, Glenn. I know you want to done. Let me finish my point. Let me finish my point. Right. So when Carl Froch lost to Andre Ward, everybody understands that Carl Froch is completely fucking bitter about his loss. Yes. Everybody now understands that Gary Russell is completely bitter about his loss. Yeah. So while he may be saying something about the state of why a white guy might get more support than everyone else. So why is that? If that is the case, if it is the truth, why not just say it? Just because you don't want to hear about race?
No, but I said that. I said it on my video. I said, Gary Russell Jr., your excuse is weak. Why you bringing race? Why you just can't say the truth? Why you just can't say that he whoop your ass? That's what I was saying on my video.
Now, if I may,
I was saying
because
that
you know what I'm
his
saying,
excuse was weak.
and
Bring
yeah,
up the
and
real.
I'm trying to quote you yesterday, Smoke. You said because he has sour grapes. That's your words. You said that yesterday. You said because he's got sour
I'm
grapes.
saying it
So
today.
you already
I'm saying it
understood
today
that.
too.
I know, but you weren't saying that just a minute ago. Now you're starting to go in that direction, but you weren't saying that a minute ago.
Right, because that's why you got to let me finish my thought.
But I was speaking first, and then you came in, bro. You know what I mean? Like you've been speaking most of the
No,
time.
I just wasn't done.
You know
I just
what I mean?
wasn't done. That's all. That's why I said let me finish my thought.
Okay,
Now
well,
I'm done,
you
but
know,
go ahead.
no. It's all good. You know what I mean? I'll try to be respectful to the panel. You know what I'm saying? I chime off. I stay listening. You know, I mean, but you know, I was trying to make a point, and Punch was talking, and I chimed in, and then you cut me off. But okay, let's move on though.
Hey, can I say this to get the smoke real quick, bro? I got so much respect for you, bro. And I know that you are a strong black man, bro. And I respect that shit, you know, to the fullest. I know that if you would hear the shit that I hear on these channels about your race, you would be upset too, brother. You wouldn't be having this shit. You wouldn't be okay with it. You said that you know that you can give me examples of channels that do that shit, but you haven't yet. And
No, because I'm not
that bad,
because I don't have a vested interest in proving this particular point. You, for some reason, you guys have a vested interest in putting out there that black people are racist and black people make excuses. Whatever, knock yourself out. If that's what you want to think, continue to think that until you see the evidence of the opposite. The evidence of the opposite. However, I'm telling you, I've already experienced that.
Smoke, I gotta stop you there. Nobody in this panel, nor I, said that black people are racist. Why would you even say that?
Yeah, he puts
okay, because all we're talking about is how black people are, because all I hear is about how black people are talking shit about every other race. That you guys have not mentioned anything else other than black people talking shit about every one race. I've been
mentioning the culture. I said that the culture of America, even when Andy Ruiz, before he fought Anthony Joshua, they didn't support him. They don't support Caleb Plant. I'm mentioning races within the culture. I'm talking about culture. Yes, and then while we talking about the culture, of course, we bring in the African American, because when we hear somebody say something about racism, is the African Americans. But I'm really talking about
correct.
But I'm talking about the culture in America.
If I may smoke, let me respond real quick, because I specifically said that there's racism in every freaking culture, and that's not a lie. Everybody knows that. Now, you know what I'm saying? Like, if you're going to lie about that, and I think that's the issue here, is that with the topic of conversation, you've been defending as if black people are exempt, and everyone's saying that no one's exempt because it exists in every single culture. You know what I'm saying? And I think that's where you're getting the backlash. And so,
the reason, the issue, this is what I'm hearing. I heard the only person who's bringing up specific names that are not black are me. When it comes to other people in these cultures, right? When it comes to Andy Ruiz, it's about the culture. But when it comes to black people, when it comes to blue blood boxing, he's racist, right? It's not about the culture then. It's not about the larger culture. When we're talking about ego, then it's him. Right? When we're talking about Floyd Mayweather, then it's him. When we're talking about Gary Russell Jr., it's him. What I'm saying to you is, I could also do the same thing. I could also start talking to you and I can start naming names the same way you guys are naming names. Right?
Hold on.
Name the name.
Smoke. I understand that probably is a lot of information, and it's cluttering. It's cluttering because even I'll ask P Boxing when I was talking about the blue blood. Did I say that blue blood was racist, or I said that Nicholas was racist?
No, you didn't say that. But the thing is, though, people are unconscious. Like, you know, they can be unconscious. Like, when it comes to racism, they're not realizing it, that they're being racist. That's why, you know, there needs to be a massive education.
Give us an example.
America.
Hey, give us an example.
Because, like, when people look at people, they always like blame the black people. For example, like they call it like, oh, they're the Wilder fans, they're this and that. Like, you never hear like, oh, they're the Fury fans. You know what I mean? Like, it's just like the blacks are this, the blacks are that. Like, you know,
you're making general statements too. That
and I'm gonna nip it in the bud, right? And I'm gonna nip it in the bud. And I said that before with Smoke. And and even when I say these statements, I really don't want to go that route. What's up, D? What's up? I got you right next. Let me just say this. with Deontay Wilder, I do not believe that people really hate Deontay Wilder. I believe that he is the poster boy of a community of channels that has the reputation of being racist. Whether it's right or wrong,
but I want to ask you
poster
something.
boy. He's the poster boy of
Can
the
I ask you
channel.
something?
Go ahead.
Can I ask you something? Okay, you know, like we're talking about obviously the LDBC because that's what people, you know, when. Let's be straight. So basically, like, why are they racist? What sort of comment do they make to be racist? Because a lot of people say they're racist, but when I'm not part of the LDBC, but I'm good friends with the LDBC, and in that community, there's Mexicans there, other Latins, whites. You know what I mean? So what do they say that's racist? They just block people that don't agree certain things that they say.
Okay,
that don't mean they're racist.
Okay, so all right, and you may say you may have a different point of view, and I'll ask you, what is the negative reputation about the LDBC? Number one, when you think of LDBC and any negative that's attached to them, what do you think first?
It's because Wilder, yeah, and Errol Spence.
No, so the reputation is the negative reputation is Deontay Wilder. No, why do people talk about the LDBC and hate the LDBC? It's because of Deontay Wilder or Earl Spence?
No. Yes, because if you support a black fighter, then you're called racist. If you're black, that's why.
But you're not looking at the content. And it's
because they're extremely biased. That's why. We know why. Let's not act like. Come on, we know what the fuck it is, bro.
Smoke. Even if you disagree, just know that the negative. You said it before my live show. I'm not saying you got to agree with the bad negative reputation that they have, but when you think about the LDBC, the bad reputation was the first thing that is overwhelming of a lot of people that say something negative about the LDBC.
Right. I know we've already been through this whole thing. I know that.
No. Just answer regardless if you agree or disagree.
Right, I don't even agree with what you're trying to say. You're trying to say that it's racism. That is the overall thing. No, what I'm saying is, I'll give you the answer that you're trying to get. Right, what you want me to say is that it's racism. Right. But my honest answer is that I hear racism and bias and ignorance just as much. Right, I don't just hear racism. I know that is what the answer you want me to say, but I hear biased just as much. But my question to you is, why is if the LDBC, let's just go with your idea that the overwhelming perception is that they're racist. Is that because they're racist, or is that a racist perception?
Let D.
What you go ahead, D.
Yeah, D, please. Thank you. Welcome, D.
What up, brother D? What's going on, D?
What's up, D?
What's poppin'?
What's up, D? How's it going?
Raider, what's up with your punch?
What's good?
Hey, I just stepped in the building. What are we talking about here? I hear smoke going on.
Smoke.
He said if you support black fighters, then they're called racist.
Yeah, the title is racism, not a big problem in boxing. The envy and jealousy you have towards culture which support their countrymen is the biggest problem.
I think it's a mixture of both, because I think that a lot of people, sports fans in particular, confuse the two, and that's the problem. They look at this as supporting your countryman or fighter of your ethnic background as racism, and it's not. It's not at all. Even when you look at, especially with Americans, like, we're the worst with this, right? Because there's a separation in black and white fighters, but then they want to be super supportive about American fighters. So they kind of separate two ways sometimes, the Americans do. But I think that there's a fine line between supporting your countrymen and supporting a race, and people get they get that twisted, where you will have certain groups that will say specifically, they'll say, well, I'm not going to support this fighter, I'm going to support the black fighter. But then you'll have some that say, no, I'm supporting him because he's an American. Now, he may be a black fighter from America, but that's two totally different statements. Now, if he's supporting him because he's a black fighter, then you can look at that as a prejudice divide or something. But if he says, I'm supporting him because he's American, whether the man is black or not, he's supporting his countrymen. And in that case, you cannot get mad because every British guy will do it. Every Mexican guy will do it. Every Puerto Rican guy will do it. Every, Eastern European will do it. They will support their own race, their own ethnic background. That doesn't make them a racist. So I think that the line is often skewed due to the fact that people are looking into ethnic or countrymen support as racism, and it's simply not that.
Yeah, I agree with D Jeff, but let me just say this. I don't think that we're talking about calling these people racist. I think we're talking about the divide that is creating in the boxing community. Am I wrong?
No, you're
because
right.
The Smoke wants to defend and say that people are not racist. Hey, we're not calling people racist. We're saying that their words and the narratives they push are creating divide in the boxing community. That's my only concern, and I've only called out channels. I haven't called out boxers or anybody on this panel or chat. So I'm just calling out the divide that is creating in the boxing community.
Well, let's get one thing straight. Because
let me ask you this.
Hold on. I just got in, folks. Let me get this off. I want to get this one thing straight, and I will say names. The LDBC crosses the line. Period. I don't care who think otherwise. So if the argument is about the LDBC, there really is no argument. Do every channel in the LDBC cross the line? No. But again, when you're a part of a group and you're a bigger part of the group, which some of these channels that are crossing the line are the bigger channels in this group, then you set a precedence and you say what will be tolerated and accepted by that group. So when people charge that group, then it just has to be accepted. So when people say the LDBC push racist narratives and race baiting, well, then they absolutely do. Because the guys who are most prevalent in that group, this is what they tend to show. And it's just no good.
Okay, it goes back to the old adage. It goes back to the old adage. Show me your friends, and I'll tell you who you are.
I would say this. Let's say, for example, if Gary Russell Jr. was I was the host, for example, right? He would have said, "Oh, they only Lomachenko is only overrated because he is the color of his skin." And I would say to Gary Russell Jr., I'm like, I mean, you're talking that he doesn't got all that skills because he was following it up that he don't got his skills like that, blah, blah. And I'm like, but Gary, you lost him. Don't you think the overhype is that when he beat you, a highly skilled fighter, that's what gave him probably the overhype? Well, he didn't do nothing about it. Why is it? Why are you bringing that up, sir? I will ask him, why are you bringing that up, sir? Where you come from? I mean, like, how you came up with that conclusion?
And let's look at the flip side of it. Let's look at the flip side of this, Punch, because this is something that Gary Russell's not the only African-American athlete that makes statements like that. But let's look at the flip side of this, okay?
Yes.
When you look at the flip side, how many African-American athletes are pumped up to be super high and they're not shit, bro? They're not shit, but they're only being pumped up so high because they're black. And they're expected to be super athletic or super this or super that. And they're not shit. How many busts do we have coming out of college basketball? They're going to be the next best. And they're not shit. They're absolutely garbage because they're being pumped up because of their color of their skin. So it can go the opposite way. How many times do we hear that Walter Payton was as fast as already rolled? That Walter Payton was as fast and lightning, but then when you talk about somebody like Wes Welker, he's deceptively quick. Why is he deceptively quick? Because he's white? No, he's fast as fuck. He's not deceptively anything. So it works both ways, bro. It works both ways.
Great point, D. Great fucking point. Hey, D. Jeff, real quick.
Exactly.
Hold on. Let me tell D. Jeff. Hey, D. Jeff, it's good to have you back, bro. It's good to have you back. The days you were gone, man, I don't know. I missed you, bro. So it's good to have you back.
Dave, about time we got you here, bro.
And that's what I was saying. I was saying that there's a difference between stereotyping and racism, right? And then also there's and regardless, and there could be different standards for different ethnic groups in boxing, but that doesn't necessarily have to. But that doesn't necessarily equal to racism, right? But that's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. Like when just because Gary Russell said what he said, he could say that. He could, and we can acknowledge that what he's the animus behind that is probably because he got his ass whooped, or is more than likely is because he got his ass whooped. But also he could be talking about this a actual real thing in boxing at the same time.
What is
Smoke. That's all hypothetical, but you gotta ask yourself this. And as a black man and as black people, we need to stop fucking doing this shit. If the shoe was on the other foot, would it be all these ifs? He could have meant this. No, they would have accused the white man of being fucking racist, fam. If he
correct,
said,
you know why? Because the shoe hasn't on the other foot. There is no black supremacy that's disenfranchised white people. That's why.
Smoke, you're interrupting now. So you ask people not to interrupt you, so chill out. Here's the thing. If the exact same thing was said in the exact same context coming from a white man's mouth, it would be black people would be going the fuck off. It wouldn't be no hypotheticals. It wouldn't be no if he meant this or if he meant that. So if you don't want to be looked at as a racist, then don't do the things that you look at as racism. Just that simple. Gary Russell would point out any white man saying that as a fucking racist. So he cannot come out and say it that way. He has to be more politically correct. He has to be more tactful with it, or else it can be perceived as what he would perceive it as. Period. I mean, I got that perception, right? But that is assuming that everybody's coming from the same starting place, and we have the same relationship with these communities, right? But they don't, and that's what I'm saying. Like, all I'm saying to you, really, this entire point is that you can have affirmative action, and I'm not mad at affirmative action. And affirmative action is not just about, but it's about minorities. It's not about an ethnic group. So in boxing, I think, especially championship boxing, I think the white community are the minority, right? So really what he's talking about is affirmative action in my mind, right? Anyway, I'm not going to say that's really what he's talking about. I don't know. I'm saying that is one interpretation. But instead of accepting that interpretation, it's about white privilege instead. But he didn't say anything about that. So why are we assuming that's what he means by it?
Hold on, Smoke. I'm sorry, but I need other people to speak up too. My fault. Camar, what you think about that?
Yeah. Oh no, I just wanted to say it's official. Spence and Garcia are fighting in November. I just thought I should pick the idea.
Yeah. I know. I was seeing. I saw the tweet.
No, that was it. Go on.
Go. I got you. Guido, which time in on this one, because other people in the other people was in the panel waiting, so I want to bring up.
I just don't understand why African Americans are always crying about everything. You know what I'm saying? I just don't really understand. They got a rich history. You know what I'm saying? Y'all don't need to be crying about. Y'all got a lot of great legends in the resume in boxing. You know what I'm saying? And I'm trying to make this point that Spanish fighters don't even get credit they deserve. Some of the Spanish fighters don't really get the credit they deserve. Like, for example, Carlos Monzon, right? Nobody knows who Carlos Monzon is. If you ask some people in boxing, they'd be like, who's that? The guy that went 7 years and undisputed for 7 years. You know what I'm saying? And not a lot of people don't know these guys, because they're not Americans, you know? Most of them are born in Latin America. You know what I'm saying?
So if I could just jump in there.
And it's not fair for African American to be like, oh, because y'all get the spotlight a lot. You know what I'm saying? More than anybody.
So I'm gonna tell you, like, so if you want to hear about Carlos Monzon from the LDBC, you want to check out some Stormy B-Man. You want to check, like, you'll hear all about. You're not getting my point. All I'm saying is black people do know who Bobby Chacon. Like, really, my point to you guys is while you are talking about black people complaining, that's fine. You have a feeling about the way that black people talk. That's your prerogative.
But yeah, Americans more than anything.
We're all free to say whatever it is we want. The issue that I'm having is that one person, 3 people statements are now the entire group, and right, and that's all. That's right. Whether it's LDBC, whether it's a fighter, whatever the hell it is, I would suggest that if you're saying that the toxicity of certain channels bringing up certain subjects the way that they do, right? If you're saying that they bring up race, then what I'm saying to you is what is just as toxic is this ignorance and generalization. If you want to
If
get to a
Chavez,
place where we can all, if you want to get to a place where we all can just get along, then let's stop with the generalizations. Let's stop with the finger pointing and also the judgment. And just say, hey, you know what? Maybe these guys are having experience and try to find out what it is they're talking about.
But I think
You forgot accountability.
Exactly.
Yep, there you go.
Accountability has to take place. It's like we can have this conversation, right? And I can ask you about, yo, Smoke, what do you think about what Gary Russell Jr. said? And I believe that you got a good mind. You should be like, you know what he says fucked up. No, I don't see no racism. Lomachenko is nice. He's technical. He all the hype that he's getting is just due. And just be real with it. That's it.
I mean, I think it's deserved now. Was it deserved at the beginning?
We know. No. But that's what I mean. It's he don't have the way when he came from the amateurs and Olympic and all that background. It's what made him like a fucking first draft free agent in the NBA. Is what he did. Why not give him hype? And especially if he's under a promotional company by probably the most prestige promoter in the history of the sport. He's gonna be promoted like that. Just like Shakur Stevenson, he's promoted to be the next Floyd Mayweather Jr. He's gonna be promoted that way.
Look, let me associate this. Not my bad, Punch. I'm not trying to cut you off. I'm trying to piggyback and help you out here. Let me associate this with a man.
Shut your bitch ass.
Many people know. Lou Alcindor, Johnny boy, you fucking crazy. Lou Alcindor.
Shut your bitch ass up,
right? Now check it out. Before Kareem came to the NBA, before he turned pro, he was super hyped. Why was he super hyped? Because what he did in the amateur level. Lomachenko's the same way. He did so well in the amateur level. See, Kareem did something that nobody ever did before at the collegiate level. Same thing with Loma. He did shit that nobody's ever done before at that level. So when he comes to the professional level, he brings those accomplishments with him. Now, after your first 2 fights, all you have to do is show us that all of that magic that you brought to the amateur level can transition. Hold on, Johnny. To the pro level.
You got
and
next.
If you show us that, then you deserve the accolades. Well, Lomachenko showed us that. As he started coming to the pro level, he started making guys quit on their stool. He started showing us the same magic in the footwork. Lomachenko showed us these things, which means he deserved the accolades. He deserved it.
And guess what? If Gary Russell Jr. would have took business on his stir fight, then all that hype would have been dead.
All right. I just want to say one thing.
Go ahead, Johnny.
I just want to say one thing. And I don't mean to break no balls. I don't mean to get nobody's face or whatever it is. Smoke. Listen, motherfucker. You tell your pimp daddy 78 to come over here and see me. We live 20.
Bro, get the fuck out. Grow up, dude. Grow all the way up. Sober up and grow up. How about that?
Oh, listen, man. Fool. Let me finish.
Hey, Punch, I'm not a fool.
I want to ask you something.
Whatever it is you're on right now, I'm not here for that. So just move on.
Finish talking.
No, I'm not hearing what you're trying to say.
Forget what y'all talking about.
All your insults, save that shit for somebody else.
Yeah, Johnny, you don't need an insult. No,
do that on your own channel, man.
I was just gonna say, Smoke, you don't have to do it, but anybody. I want Fat Boy Kevin 78 Sports TV that used to be Vice Lord. You know what I'm saying?
Do that on your own channel.
I want him to come see me, and I want to box with the kid.
We're not talking about this now. We're not talking about this. Do that on your own channel.
All right. Well, Guido, wanted to say something.
Una pregunta. Remember when we were talking this a long time ago? I always say if Chavez or Manny Pacquiao was American, born American, they would have been great. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, Small.
Because Manny Pacquiao's an 8-weight division, world class. You know what I'm saying? Yo, come on, man. Come on. And Julio Cesar Chavez went 89-0. You know what I'm saying, bro? But if ella fuera americano, they would have been #1 at all times. You know what I'm saying? That's the double standard I've been trying to tell you guys, you know?
I want to say one thing. Basically, in my opinion, I think black people can't be racist because if things was fair and all that sort of stuff, all this
did he say can't
wouldn't be there.
Did he say can't?
He said can.
Yeah.
Let him finish.
I
didn't
don't
know what
think
he
black
said.
people are racist at all. They can never be racist because at the end of the day,
Can't.
you know,
He said can't.
when you look at, they can't be at all whatsoever. Because when you look at like the hood, for example, you see white people living in the hood and stuff like that.
What you know about the
Mexicans,
hood,
different
fool?
colors. Do you know what I mean? So
You don't know shit about
all
the
this,
hood.
Come on, Johnny. Come on, Johnny. I want to hear him. I want to hear him.
all this think about people when they say like black people, you know, are racist, this, that. You know, I'm not saying you lot are saying it, but I've seen a lot of people do that. I don't think black people can be racist. I think it's just an anger, and you know what I mean. It's just the playing field's not fair, man. You know what I mean. So
it's the stupidest shit I ever heard. If I hear a black dude call a Mexican dude a wetback, that's some racist ass shit. That's the stupidest shit I ever heard, bro. Boxing, you've been on here making a fool out of yourself for the last hour and a half, bro.
Calm down, guys. Hold on. Now, listen. Let me break this down, guys, because this is it's more or less semantics, but I don't think that he's making that statement from semantics. We have to understand something here. True racism is being able to control at basically a high level, governments, economic systems, and such like this. What happens is, and the reason I'm saying is semantics, and we don't need to argue about this. Black and brown, you don't need to get mad. He's not being foolish. He actually makes 100%. It's logic to it.
In your eyes.
Let
me finish. I want to get
around. My nigga, your problem is listening.
There you go, bro. You want to tell me my problem, bro. You worry about your own problems, bro.
Because you don't want to
worry about your own problems.
You
don't worry about your own problems.
Hear it though.
So
worry about your own problems.
Hold on, Black. Let D say what he got to say, and then you chime in on what he said.
You chime in and tell me if I'm wrong, because you're getting mad at the man saying he's crazy, but if you hear a different perspective, you might not think he's so crazy from the angle he's coming from. So hear me out, man, before you get upset all the time. Now, when you look at the racism and the sense of what he's talking about, again, it's about controlling governments, power, economies, you know, and so forth. People mix up racism with prejudices. It's just a simple word. It's semantics. So when they see certain prejudice acts or hear certain prejudice statements, they say that's racist. But what my man is saying here is that you can't be racist by making certain statements because you're not suppressing a whole community of people. You're not suppressing a whole race of people. You're not keeping people withheld by government systems and such. That's what racist people are doing because they have the power to do that. So you're not being racist by saying something that is a prejudice statement. So people get it mixed up. And when somebody says, oh, that's not racist, okay, they're correct, but they don't mean it in the way that you're hearing it. The way you're hearing it is that that's not prejudice. Of course it's prejudice, but it's not racist. By somebody saying that, are they going to keep you suppressed? No. Are they going to keep you withheld by certain government systems? No, they're not by saying their statements. But it is a fucking prejudice statement, and people get the words mixed up. So don't call him an asshole because he's coming from the perspective of true racism.
Okay, can I go now?
Go ahead.
That's crazy how you want to come in. That's crazy how you want to come in and tell us what he's saying. We don't need you to clarify what he's saying. He said it perfectly fine himself. And racism comes in all shapes, forms, and fashions, bro. It's not just oppression, okay? It could be verbal. It could be verbal assault, bro. So, and you constantly want to tell me what my problem is? Bro, if you want to judge somebody, just look in the mirror, bro. Just look in the fucking mirror. You ain't got to judge nobody else. Look in the fucking mirror, DJ. Always want to tell me what my problem is. Hey, bro, I'm good. You don't need to judge me. Your view is one way, my view is another. So for you to tell me that's my problem, hey, bro, fuck you. Straight up, bro. Straight up.
Okay,
you always want to tell somebody what their problem is. You straight want to be telling somebody what their problem is, like you're some kind of fucking psychiatrist or a therapist or something, bro. The fuck you think you are, bro? Tell me what my problem is.
Here, bro. Here, let me tell you something. You know, like I said, bro. He's fucking here. Let me just say this. Bro. I have two cousins that are dead They used to bang Spanish Disciple, dog. We used to fight Latin Kings in the park every weekend, dog. You don't want, bro. You fuck, dude. Man, I don't even want to fucking be. Bro, I don't even punch. I'm dead serious, still, too, dog. You don't even want to be preaching that real shit, dog. I got fucking scars all over my fucking elbows and everything. Stop with
Every
the
man speaks for
gangbanging shit.
themselves.
Stop with the
Every
race
man
shit.
speaks for
I don't want to hear
themselves.
the punch. Let me finish.
Every man speaks for themselves, bro.
Let me finish. Hey, let me finish talking. Let me finish
Oh,
talking.
Maria, chico, pero tranquilo,
Everybody
yo.
shut the hey, shut up. Let me finish talking.
Man, shut the fuck up, man. Shut the fuck up. Don't be clapping at me, nigga. What's wrong with you?
Yeah, you know Johnny Boy, man. Come on, it's not
Anyhow,
personal.
I was just gonna say, I'm more from the barrio. I'm more from the fucking vato. All that other bullshit. It's all scraped to my back, nigga. So if you really want to get down, dog, shut your bitch ass up. Ain't none of y'all niggas from the ghetto, bro. Y'all
All right, Johnny. All right,
Johnny Boy, you should do. Hey, Johnny Boy, El
Johnny.
Jefe ain't on this. El Jefe ain't up here right now, Johnny Boy.
Oh, Johnny, we look, we're going. That's going away. That's going away. That's going away from a good dialogue. It's going away from a good
And
dialogue.
that's the thing, like, someone saying the N word, like, where I'm from, like a white guy saying that, like, that's not on. But you know what? I'm just gonna slide it because it's the internet. But all I was saying is basically like the reason why I said black people can't be racist is because like people like they always like black people's been through a lot. You know what I mean? I'm not explaining it right, but it is what it is. To me, black people are not racist. Simple as that.
Okay. Let me. I want to just say, which I want to piggyback what you just said about a white man should have used that word. I believe that nobody should use that word. And just like if another black person used that word, there's elderly black people that hate that word, and they have had to argue and debate amongst a new generation, and they don't respect their elders about that word. There's a lot of elders that have preached about not saying those words, and the new generation could care less about what those people feelings are. Do you agree with me on that?
Yes, I don't even use I don't even use the N word. I can't remember the last time I used it because in the UK we don't really use it unless you really read it on the street. You know what I mean? But even that, like, I don't respect people that use the N word. But I don't know what's like in American or anything. But I just keep hearing everyone's just using the N word, like white, Latinos, black, everyone. You know what I mean? To me, that's not cool at all.
I understand this slang. I know we all know we understand this slang. We all know that when it's used, for the most part, when we talking, we know it is not derogatory. We know, even if you don't like how Johnny Boy said, you know, he's not saying it in a derogatory manner, like like on some. You understand? Yeah. I also feel like the word shouldn't even be used nor glorified.
Right.
Let me say this right here, bro. A lot of hold on, right quick, Johnny. Hold on. A lot of these older black folks, like my age or older, because I'm in my mid-40s. My age or older. A lot of these old black folks are fucking hypocrites as well when it comes to that.
Yeah.
And this is why I want to say that. Now they get on their super self-righteous bullshit with the younger crowd today. But these same motherfuckers sat there and laughed and giggled when Sherman Hensley or Red Fox said that shit on fucking television. It was a fucking joke. You understand? They saw no problem with it then. So let's not fucking pick and choose when you got a problem with the word nigga. If it was funny then you shouldn't have a problem with it in 2020. If it's not comedy, then it ain't fucking comedy. But y'all had no problem back in the 60s and 70s when Red Fox and Sherman Hensley and other African-American stars used to use the word nigga on TV. It was no fucking problem. But now it's a fucking problem. Get out of the bullshit.
True. I just figure, like, if that word is causing so much problem, in my point, I got enough words in my vocabulary that I could use. I'm not gonna go fight for a word. That's just me. You know, if it's people fighting, why should you use the word? We shouldn't use the word, and different generations talking about it. You know what? I got enough words on my vocabulary.
Yo, and I'm gonna be honest, man. Like me myself, particularly, like that's part of the way I was raised and the way I speak. But I try to use brother as much as I can in replacement of nigga. You know what I'm saying? That's just the way I talk, though. You know what I mean? And so sometimes if I'm in a passionate discussion, you know what I'm saying, it's going to come out because I'm not trying to fake when I'm being passionate, you know what I'm saying? And I'm not trying to fake on some regular shit anyway. So, you know,
Yeah,
so
no
if I'm
doubt.
talking to
Yeah,
my brothers, you know what I'm saying,
yeah.
whether they black, because half of my family's black, half of my family's white, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's all mixed up. So if I'm talking to my family, to my friends, you know, this is how we talk to each other, you know? So I could get that somebody that doesn't understand that may feel a certain way, but you should also understand that, well, the way I'm talking is like, I'm not being derogatory. It's a term of endearment when I'm talking to my family and friends. You know what I mean? And it's not derogatory at all.
So it's an American problem, the way I'm hearing it. Because in England, people don't use the N word.
It's culture. It's coach. Hold on, Johnny. It's culture. It's culture, but you know, there's also culture in each other's household. My father will smack my mouth if I ever said that word. So that word really is not ingrained in my vocabulary. Now within friends or something like that, yeah, it might pop out, but it's not really in my vocabulary. You know, amongst probably friends that they talking about it, yeah, it might slip out, but you know, but it's not really my father. He will smack my mouth if I ever use that word.
Yeah, I was a grown man before it had a positive connotation. I'll just put it that way. Like growing up in my circles, it was always negative. There's never anything positive about it. You know, my younger brother, he may have a different perspective, but for me, that's what it is. I know actually he's not even may have a different perspective. I know he has a different perspective.
The way I was brought up on the west side of Chicago, man, everybody said that. He's like, you know, you gotta, you know, nigga, go get. That's what they said. I'm just talking what they said. Nigga, go give me a pack of cigarettes. Nigga, go fill my tank up, bro. That's the way I was raised. So
but Johnny, can I say something to you?
Let me finish.
No, I need to say something to you because you're talking about another black man, you know, 78, and then you're using the N word, so it's making you look bad. You know what I mean? That's all I'm saying to you. It's looking bad. You know what I mean? Because you're talking about a black guy and you're using the N word.
I don't
You know what I mean?
Pete, shh. I don't care what it looks like. That's the way I was brought up.
Don't shush me though.
Can I finish talking? Anyway, I says, bro, that's the way I was brought up. I don't like talking them, and I've talked to D about this too, Jeff. Talk to D, Jeff. I don't like talking like that. I'm trying to be a fucking, you know, a civilized man. You know, that's that ghetto slang, bro. You know, and then motherfuckers start calling me a bitch and a pussy. I'm like, what's up, nigga? Well, you know, that's just where it comes from, bro. That's what it is, dog. You know, man. It don't matter about no race or none of that bullshit. We are, man. Fuck.
So you're basically,
I also don't call people bitches and pussies and all that other stuff. I don't do none of that.
Exactly. Like I don't even use those type words.
My nigga. You know Johnny boy, bro.
Yeah, I know. I'm just saying. Like I was brought up different. I was raised. You know, that's not how we came. It's not how we talk to each other. It's not even if we had a problem with each other. It's not how we talk to each other. Even if you're gonna fight, you didn't say that shit. Like that's not. It's not fighting words. It's not anything to me except for some bullshit.
Exactly. It's a lot how you raise. So for example, man, I'm born and raised in the crack era. I'm born in the 4th floor where there was a line from the top floor was a lab all the way around the corner in the building. I knew more crackheads than anything. I thought crackheads was actually my friends. So at the point when I grew up and I hear people be like, yo, that's a crackhead, like they bums or nothing like that, I'd be like, nah, they not bums. They just going through something. I don't look at them like I don't degrade them because I was raised in that type of environment that it's not really they bad. It's just that they just got a bad habit. You know, where another culture might see them and be like, look at they bums, they ain't shit, they garbage. I don't look at them like that just because I was just raised in that type of community and that element.
Yeah, you know? Like I was raised in the yo mama era. If you say yo mama, then you're fighting. But all this other stuff, like nah.
Hey, yo, we all grown. Put it this way. I think we all agree on this one. We all grown and we're actually new to this social media disrespecting people from I'm still new. Like I don't know whether it's a lab, whether it really be serious some days. Sometimes I'm like, yo, you want the address? I don't know.
Nah, Punch. I'm telling you, bro. My dude, this is what you do.
Let me just say this.
Hold on, Johnny. Let D. Go ahead.
You laugh, fam. That's what you do. You laugh. You know what I mean? Just like you laugh it off. You let the people get their thing off. I always say this, and I always prove it. LFA, look, just black and brown, just not too long ago. Again, I don't give a fuck what he got mad about. He said fuck me and all that. You don't have to respond to that. Black and brown will be okay. We'll be talking again another day. You don't have to lash back at people. That's where shit goes sour. Like I could have sat up here arguing back and forth with black and brown. No, fuck you. No, fuck you. No, fuck you. And all of that. But what's the point of that? Let him get it off his chest. Here's the fact. It don't matter what he understood. P didn't mean it that way. He didn't mean it that way. He didn't mean that it's not a prejudice thing to say.
I just think on the internet, people are more braver.
I know what you meant, but he just took it wrong. He took it the wrong way. He had the wrong perspective on what you were saying. So if I say he didn't mean it that way and you get mad at me, guess what? He didn't fucking mean it that way. So let
me ask a straight up question, and it's a serious question because we all know that things has been rewritten. I just want to ask is a serious question. Does everybody believe in the definition of racism in today's dictionary? Like, let's say if you Google it. I mean, because some meanings do change. You know, let's say 50 years ago in the dictionary, racism might mean something else, and today now it means something else. So,
can I say one thing? Can I say one thing, Punch?
Yeah.
Can I say one thing, Punch? Let me just say this. There you go. There's plenty of racism out there. You know, you just have to, if you like the UFC and Deacon vouch for me on this. You know, you look at Francis Ngannou, that motherfucker was shoveling shit until he fucking come over here to the States and he found his fight. Ain't that right, D?
Yeah, facts.
Yeah, but I want you to time in on that on the question because let's say we were talking about racism and D and P was talking about prejudice, but there's also prejudice, discrimination, antagonism directed against a person or people on the bias of their membership of a particular racial or ethnic group, typically one that is the majority and marginalized.
No, Punch. I just meant barring
But,
that.
No, I'm just talking about the fine because we might have different definition of racism.
Let me quickly say it. Basically, I think like racism is like you don't even sometimes have to use the N-word or anything bad. It could just be like unfair to someone, like because you're judging them like unconscious, like I said earlier, like someone could just be like racist. Maybe Johnny Boy, I don't think he's racist, but the stuff that he says, like he could, to other people, he could be like racist. You know what I mean? Like before, I used to think he was a racist, but obviously, like I realized, he's not. But certain things, what people say, like they need to be careful. But other people, like for example, they say certain things that's not classed as racist, but it is racist. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, because I actually have it's not with me now, but I think I left it in my grandma's house a long time ago. But we have a dictionary, but it's like from the 1930 type of dictionary. And if you look at all the words, even the word nigger it's not what the Google said. If I had it'll be a great education. I'm about to get that dictionary. We could talk about it in some other live show. And that's why I just came up with the question.
If I may respond to real quick, so Pete, so it sounds like Pete, what you're saying, bro, is basically like that you're making a valid point, right? But then at the end of the day, I did hear you. This is the first time. I know you don't know me, but I heard you the first time ever. And it became a big controversy because of the way that you attacked IOTBA. And you said, I hope that a cop kills your black ass, nigger. That's what you said. I heard you with my own ears. And I'm not a liar. I don't come here and make shit up.
Wait, first of all, listen, first of all, I didn't say that. First of all, I
heard you with my own ears, bro.
I did say that.
Yeah, I saw you said that shit too, bro. Because I know Mr. IOTBA. I know him very well.
Yeah, let him respond because I want to know what's this.
Okay. Basically, it was to do with the BFDB stuff. So IOTBA, whatever his name is, because I don't even know the guy as well. I was on a different stream and he came at me. So I just said like, oh, you're basically like clowning for the white people and stuff like that. because that's what he was doing. So I was like, yeah, you like to be like called Negro and stuff like that. So I said, yeah, I just said there like about the police part, which I obviously regret saying it, but I'm saying the way I was saying as well is like I didn't get my point across, but the point that I was trying to make is like, would you like it if the police did it to you? But these guys were all shouting all over me. This Guido guy was there. I just heard his voice. And is it Glenn Avery? Yeah, Glenn Avery, he was there as well. So you lot were shouting at me, so I couldn't get my point across. The whole panel was like attacking me. You know what I mean?
But you do regret saying it, though. You do regret saying it.
Yeah, but that's not the point I'm trying to make. The point I'm trying to make is like if you get accused, because this guy here, BFTB, is getting accused. You know, Johnny Boy is saying like, you know, the person is like 14, blah blah blah, and it's proven that she wasn't 14, she was 18 years old, and a lot of people being, it's not just Johnny Boy, a lot of people being going at the guy. So I was basically just saying like facts. That's all I was saying. And IOTBA don't know what he's talking about. He's just basically going in on making videos, trying obviously shit. So obviously I was setting the guy straight.
But my point being like, so if D Jefferson went ahead and went at Johnny Boy and said, yo, you know, you did this, you did that, fuck you, and then you disagree with him and you say, I fucking wish a black or a cop kills you, black nigger.
But
you know what I'm saying?
Again,
then it would be wrong. It would be wrong, and it was wrong what you said.
No, the point I'm trying to make is like I was trying to talk to him, but he was talking over me. So I said it to him in a way that he understood. But the point I'm trying to make is like, would you like it if a police officer?
First of all, D would never. And I just want to say one thing, Punch. I just want to say one thing. Shout out to my girl, Kat, bro. I love you, baby. God bless you.
Hey, real quick about the N word, right? Like I know throughout the years, that word's been thrown out more loosely. You know what I mean? Especially like with the younger crowd now. Like it's more loosely. Everybody says it now. Back in the days when I was growing up, at least out here in LA, the Mexicans never said that word because that was not our style. You know, the blacks had their style, we had our own style, and then we just never said it. Nobody said that. Just them. They would say it. But now I see like everybody saying like this younger crowd. It's like it's not a big deal no more. You know.
Yo,
I don't know.
I told the story before when I'm playing college basketball. We went to Savannah, Georgia, and my teammate Puerto Rican said, "Yo, the ball went. We was on the layup line. The dude said, yo, nigga, pass me the ball." The dude came across and smacked the shit out of my teammate. He was very surprised. He said, "Yo, this guy's calling me a nigga because he's light-skinned Puerto Rican." He looked at him like he was white, and what I told my boy like, "Yo, I mean, we was having this conversation like a week before, and I'm like, yo, man, you got to use different terminology, my brother. You got to be versatile, man. You can't be talking all that gutter all day everywhere we go. Like, you know what I'm saying? Switch up sometimes, man." And then then we went on a road trip. That happened.
Yeah, I'm that good.
And you know what? He was surprised. He's like, "Yo, my man, what you did that for?" Boom. And he was about to scrap. I stopped it. I'm like, and he realized he felt he was wrong. My own boy that got smacked and wouldn't apologize.
Yeah.
Punch, you know what? Look, this is what I think. This is what I think about the whole shit.
Oh man.
so look, if everybody go ahead, Johnny, go ahead.
Just let me say this. Are we really having a conversation about the N-word, bro? And we all, you know.
No. I'm just saying that even we could all use it, and we all know that we might not use it maliciously, but the origin of it, we all know also where it comes from, and we cannot abandon the feelings of other people that may feel wrong about the word or might feel. We can't abandon that feeling, regardless how we be like, no, but it don't mean nothing, but it's cool. We still can't abandon that type of feeling.
Punch.
Hold on, Johnny. Hold on. Let me talk some history here. Hold on. That's something else that's skewed too. Let's talk about that. So the origin of the word, because that's something that's skewed.
Okay.
People don't do the history on it. Okay. Yeah. So when we talk about the origin of the word, I think that people would most likely go back to 150, 160 years ago, right? No. actually negative. 1574, 1575, something like that. 74, 75 is the origin of the word. It was the Spaniards. It was Latin, and it was only meant to describe a person of darker color. Not derogatory, not racist.
Mm-hmm.
It comes from the word Niger.
Yeah.
Okay? That's
I was educated on that.
of the word. It had nothing to do with being racist or nothing. It was just a way to describe another ethnic background. 1574. This is so when someone called a black person nigger and meant it as a derogatory statement, then of course every mad black person around the world associate that as the origin of the word, where it's not really the case.
Okay, so you're correct in that, but what you're leaving out is that those are Spanish slave traders that were classifying a whole bunch of people as a color so that they can dehumanize them and treat them as commodities.
Not in 1574. Later that did happen with hold on, Smoke. You're correct. Later that did happen with the Spaniards during the slave trade, right? Right, Smoke, but that was like 140 years later.
No, man, the slave trade is all right. So the history of the slave trade and also the history of the Spaniards in the slave trade and the history of Spaniards in Africa. Spaniards were right in 1574. They were still colonizing Africa. I would just put it that way.
Right, I understand that, Smoke, but you know, in 1574, back then, they were not only colonizing black. If we dig into the history, they were colonizing territories. They were territory. Well, hold on, real quick, Punch. They were enslaving and colonizing territories. So, I don't want to dig into the whole history of it, but when you conquer land. And if more of the land you conquer, if you understand where I'm coming from, is black people. They weren't only targeting black people. Of course, this is what the history makes it seem like, because a lot of black people holler, woe is me, what was done to us. But it was more of a thing of conquer, enslave the men, have sex with the women and children, and that's what was going on. It's just more of the land they conquered was incumbent by black people. That's what happened.
I just wanted to say. Go ahead, Punch. Go ahead.
No, because I got 10 more minutes. I want to be here for 10 more minutes. I just want to go back to the title before we, because that's a whole.
Yeah, that's a whole different thing. I just wanted to say one thing before you go back, and it's real fast. Not everybody experiences the word racism or racist the same way, because not everybody around the world experiences racism the same way, right?
Fact.
So when you go into these different communities, these words, even though we're using the same word, they actually have different meanings and different histories.
Facts. And that's why I asked the question like 5 minutes ago about the definition of what's definition of racism. How do you see it? How do y'all see it? Because we even with the word racism or the feelings about racism, we could see that, that's what I mean. Some people throw that racist word a lot. And especially right now when, that word is generated by money, man. It's lucrative to use that word or oppose it upon somebody. I think that word is being used so much, and sometimes it's used when you don't even need to use that word, or not the nigger word, but I'm talking about racist, not even used and interpreted some situation or something to be racist, and I think it's going overboard.
Yeah, here in LA,
I look at it. Oh, real quick, come on, I'm gonna let you. I look at it like this, bro. I think that racism, and from my perspective, is more of a systematic and economic oppression. You understand what I'm saying? When you look at true racism, if you can systematically and economically oppress an ethnic background or a group of people, then that is true racism. Everything else falls under being prejudice. These differences and divides, it's just prejudice. But racism, if you're going to commit racism, it would, in my opinion, my perspective on it, will have to be from a systematic and economic oppression. And just by calling somebody nigger or discriminating on them coming in your house, that's not racism. That's prejudice.
And I
I agree with
May I
that.
say
That's the
something?
American descendant of slaves. That's the way we experience it, and that's why we say it. And I agree exactly with what you're saying. And I felt like that's what P was saying too. But that's because that's the way we experience it here in America. That's the way we experience it, racism. But not
Right.
everybody in the world experience it that way.
all right. I want to take Kemar, Glenn, P boxing, Radar after time in on that one because I know y'all still shut for a while.
Well, here in LA, well, the younger generation, we mostly worship black celebrities. So I mean, they drop the word all the time. So we use that as a slang, not to like offend anybody.
Yeah, that's
So I
understandable.
mean,
I don't understand that.
That's
yeah,
the new generation, like I said.
like little baby, the baby, Drake, like
Yeah.
that. So we don't like it's not like to offend anybody. I guess it's just a slang that we use, and that's the point I'm trying to make.
Yeah, every generation wants to separate themselves from the last one, right? Like, I mean, you know, not just with these slurs and turning something that was negative to a positive, like sex or marriage or whatever. Like every generation is trying to freestyle and create the next generation of human beings and to be free and you know whatever. I'm not necessarily mad at it. It just know what people are talking about.
Let me answer to this comment. Jay, I feel you. I feel you. You said, can we just change the subject? But the live show is about this subject. It wasn't really about any type of fight or anything of that nature. So I'm sorry if you don't like the subject, but this was the subject of today's live. So
I want to respond to Kelmer's out here because I'm from LA too. You know what I'm saying? You know what's up, my boy? But yeah, I don't know about worshiping. I don't know about that part. But like I was saying earlier, you know, back in the days, I'm gonna be 40 years old. So back in the days when I grew up, we didn't say that word.
Yeah,
Nobody said that word. You know what I'm saying?
I'm 20, bro. That's why. It's
Yeah, that's
kind
what
of
I'm saying.
different now.
That's what I'm saying. The newer, that's what I said earlier. The newer crowd, the younger cats, they're that word's being thrown around more loosely now. As in back then, you used to say that word, and you know you get touched up back in the days.
What do you think?
You know what it is? I think what it is
No,
is like
I don't worship celebrities. I'm just saying people
what-
here in LA.
Let me
California.
let me ask you a question. P boxing. Where you from?
Oh, I'm black in it.
Huh?
I'm black, like black Somalian.
No, what country?
Where you from?
Oh, England. Yeah, I'm from England, mate.
Okay, yeah, because you might have a different perspective of the American culture. That's I just asked. I didn't know.
Yeah. The way I was gonna say, the way I see it's like the only way you can change the N word, like the rappers, they need to stop using it, and they should say it on TV and stuff like that. Stop using it, and then like people just what I mean, because people follow like social media and the TV and stuff like that. That's the only way you can change it. Otherwise, we're gonna have people like Johnny Boy and the rest. They're gonna carry on saying it because they're gonna have this excuse. The rappers are using it. They're teaching us. You know what I mean? So they need to stop it. Simple as that.
I think this based off the title. When I came up with this with the live show and things of that nature. Look, if I feel like we could hold each other accountable, be positive about it, holding each other accountable. I feel like there's other cultures that have a morality that's actually, in my opinion, could be better than others, and there's vice versa. And I think that if we take the good out of every culture and then make it as a one like human race type of culture, I know that's not gonna happen, but I'm just saying, if we take the good out of the culture, and let's say if I'm a African American fighter, and let's say I do feel like, man, my people don't support me, because Earl Spence have said it, that Americans don't support each other, right? He's African American, so let's say I could be like, damn, I wish our people will support one another like the Mexicans do. I love the way, instead of saying, oh, they just getting hype. I'm not saying this aerospace, I'm just saying example. Instead of saying, oh, they're just good or they're just hype because of they're Mexican or just because they're white. No, I'd rather them say, yo, I love the way they support them, and we should support our own just like that. I love how Mexicans or Arabs or I think that's where I'm coming from. I don't want to hear them down or have like, oh man, he's just hype because he's white or things of that nature. Nah. Oh,
yeah, but the thing is though, like all this, yes, it hasn't. I think white people started it because, like, because a lot of black fans, they support like black fighters. So people say like, oh, why are you not supporting like this fighter like Wilder or AJ, whatever? You know what I mean? Is it because he's black? So, you know, I mean, when black people support, black fighters, yeah, they're always called like, oh, they're being racist and stuff like that. But then when Mexicans support like Canelo, or white people support like Lomachenko and GGG, you know what I mean? Like they're not called racist. So
Yo,
That's
put it,
wrong.
but
That's
put it,
wrong.
Hold on,
Beatboxing, you're wrong.
put
Beatboxing, you're wrong,
it this
homeboy.
way. Put it this way, P Money. When we see a video of Floyd Mayweather going to the UK, I rarely see a whole bunch of people booing him. If he goes to arena out here in America, in his own state, in his own city, they booing him.
Okay, hold on, guys.
For me, that's culture.
Punch, if I may.
Yes, sir.
Let's rewind this thing. Okay, let's add some more perspective to this thing. Now let's rewind it to where boxing started. P, I want you to listen to me, because remember I got on you before about how much you have to say about the American culture when you're not privy to being involved with the American culture. Sometimes you got to watch what you say. But let's rewind this thing and remember that boxing started in you guys' turf, okay? Over there where you guys were. Let's remember that the professional African-American or African athletes in general was not even allowed to participate in the same ring. So it's safe to say we know the division was started by the white guys, because they created the sport and they didn't allow the black athletes to compete in the same ring with them. So we know where the division started. Now, when you have that built up from way back, doesn't matter where it was built, whether it was the UK, it definitely continued in the US with the separation, right? But when you have that type of thing built up, then going from generation to generation, you're going to have that tension and disdain, because it's sort of like, yeah, you didn't allow us to compete. Now we're here and we're taking over. So this is why 50, 60 years later, you had the two African-American athletes in Ali and Joe Frazier, but you still had one that was on the black side of things and one on the white side of things. That tension still existed from what started over 100 years ago. So we know where it started.
Yeah, and just to bring it back to this whole boxing and today, like this idea, and also specifically Loma, right? This idea about Loma's amateur thing being the thing. There are guys who are just as accomplished who did not get that, right? So it's fine that he has the amateur accomplishments, but Ward was a gold medalist. Did Ward have the same promoter? No, he didn't have the same back-end. He had management issues, all this other stuff. But let's just stop with all you need to do is have an amateur standout. There's more to it than that.
No, hold on, real quick, Punch. I got you. Let me say this real quick. Smoke, we cannot downplay his I don't like when people downplay his amateur career. Again, when we downplay Lomachenko's amateur career, it's like downplaying Kareem Abdul-Jabbar's collegiate career. He brought so much from that career. It was damn near a perfect career and over close to 400 fights. One loss.
Yo, what's going on, bro? What's going on?
I'm just saying. I'm saying that Lomachenko may have the best
Let me say
amateur
this
record.
real quick, bro.
Two of a kind. Two people that just like to cut people
I
off.
want to give a quick shout out to.
Shut up. Wait
That was a pregnant ass pause. I thought you were done.
No, I'm not done. Now I paused because Hefe came with that noise. But seriously though, when you bring something that spectacular to the table, you don't have to do much in the pros to prove your worth. All you have to do is prove that those skills will transition. So once Lomachenko proved that in the pros, and they did transition, once he proved that was enough. That was enough. People need to praise this guy and give him his respect. That's just my opinion.
Right. So my point wasn't about downplaying Lomachenko. What I'm saying is that other guys who also are amateur standouts and who also have excellent amateur backgrounds don't enjoy the same thing that Loma enjoyed. And I've heard so when you talk about the amateur stuff, right? And then when I point out something else, then you go to boring style of fight. Then fine. Then now we're talking about a style of fight and why a guy would get overrated or underrated based on the way that they fight. But that is a completely different argument than he's getting this because he got the amateur career. Because other guys who have the same amateur career don't get that.
Yeah, but Smoke, that's not what I'm telling you. Is I get that argument, but I'm not coming from that angle. What I'm telling you is
I want to talk to P Boxing real quick, bro.
Hold on. El Jefe, chill out. What I'm telling you, Smoke, is this, fam. I'm just telling you this. They don't deserve. Yes, they were standouts, but Lomachenko was above. He was beyond just a standout. He was almost perfect. You understand? They don't deserve the same respect. They don't deserve the same accolades, even though they were standouts. He was beyond just being a standout. There were many, many, many amateur standouts, but Lomachenko was beyond that. So he deserves more. Once all he needed was a few fights, 5 fights. That's it. He's established. That's just my
two fights.
Three more minutes, guys. 3 more minutes. I just want to wrap it up.
Yeah. Let me get a word real quick, man. Great topic. I'm gonna catch a playback as always. Punch drunk. Bringing how do you say it, bro? Real topics that nobody wants to talk about. Bring them to the forefront. He's doing a hell of a job. A great job, bro. I congratulate you, Punch Drunk. I'm gonna hit the like.
Thank you,
if you got a problem, bro, hit the dislike. It still helps Punch Drunk, man.
Thank you,
Also follow Punch Drunk on his Twitter, Mr. Moonshine. I think 209. Follow him on his Twitter, bro.
Moonshine 10.
But
thank you, sir.
Moonshine 10, man. Follow him, bro. He makes great videos. Hey, Punch Drunk, you should really create a TikTok, bro. I think it would create a
3 minutes.
new
I have 3
dynamic.
Hey,
But let me come at P Boxing real quick. Hold on, bro. Hold on. P Boxing, you're saying some crazy shit about D Jefferson, bro. And since we're talking about this topic, I want to bring it to the forefront. P Boxing, can you elaborate what you're saying about D Jefferson and other streams, bro?
Hold on for a second. P Boxing.
Go ahead, P Boxing.
No. Hold on for a second. It's about me, so I can speak on this. P Boxing, you don't have to say or explain a motherfucking thing.
I'm gonna say one thing quickly. What me and D Jefferson are, it's got nothing to do with you, Hafiz. So chill out, man.
Hold on, bro. Don't try to check me, bro. Hold on, bro. Don't try to check me, bro. I want you to keep the same energy, bro. I've seen you run from Johnny Boy. I've seen you run from Johnny Boy.
Hold on.
I've seen you run from Johnny Boy, bro. I see you don't keep the same energy, bro.
Just relax.
You're supposed to keep the same energy, bro.
We'll go 2 minutes left.
We don't have to say
The MXBC, we'll talk about this later on, bro.
Hold on. Let Pete respond to what D said. Go ahead, Pete.
No, I got nothing to say, man. You know what I mean? It's been a great show. You got to go anyway. So
now you shook, bro.
No. The guy got to go, man. He's saying he's got 2 minutes in it. So you know what I mean? We're not gonna chat shit on the guy's channel. You know what I mean? Like, let's be respectful. I told you that the other day. You know what I mean? Certain channels we can do it. Certain channels we can't do it. You know what I mean? But the guy said he's got to go in it. So
thanks. I respect that, my brother. Thank you. Thank you. Intangible. Say anything. Any last words?
Oh, well, I was not on the panel for the whole duration of the time. But I'll just say salute from the 202. You know what it is. Yeah, I'm just gonna leave it at that. Honestly, I don't really have much to add. I wasn't here for long. I'm sorry. I joined late. I'll be back sharing this.
Get your push-up game up, bro. How many push-ups I've been doing?
Yeah, I've been doing 500 a day, easy.
Yo, but anyway, man, everybody else support one another. It doesn't matter if you have different perspective. You got your channels, man. Support D, Radar, Smoke, man. Thanks for tuning in. Hefe, yo, Glenn. I know you have anything to say, my brother.
Yes, I do actually, bro. I've been waiting, man. I've been very calm. Damn.
Yes, he has.
You know what I mean?
Go ahead, man.
Yo, okay, so first of all, when it comes to the N word, bro, like I understand. Let me break this down real quick because D Jefferson was touching on a great topic. He was educated.
But not the N word,
you know what I'm saying?
man.
No. Come on, man.
A minute.
Okay, listen. I'll try to wrap it up in a minute. But what I'm trying to say is, number one, because I know that P Boxing said it was like, or not just you, but it's like some people in the panel said. It's for little kids nowadays that back in the days. Well, my mother's 60 years old and everybody uses that in my family. You know what I'm saying? Like that's everybody. You know what I'm saying?
But that's your family, bro. That ain't the streets, bro. What are you talking about, bro?
But yeah, I grew up in the streets though. So stop interrupting me because I'm talking. You know what I'm saying? Like you came in late. You should have came in earlier.
I'm gonna give you a phone call.
My second point, going back to why we use it, right? Number one, we went to New York and we established ourselves there. Not only that, we did that after basically freeing ourselves from the Spaniards and the slaves that they left in charge that were called
You ain't no Taino, bro. Stop lying, bro.
Shut the fuck up, bro. Get off my dick, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Shut the
You
fuck
didn't
up, bro.
you didn't
You a
stay in the
bitch,
pen
bro.
for
You
8
ain't
years
about
neither.
shit, bro.
Bro, you fucking
stay
dick riding ass, bro. Get off the fucking panel, bro. Shut the fuck up, bro. So anyway, so when it comes down to it, right? So when it comes down to it, we had like 384 years or something like that of slavery in our own island, which we liberated ourselves from. Okay, and yes, that's why we play salsa. That's why we got, you know what I'm saying, reggaeton, merengue, all that, because we use the same tools that Africans use. And then going back to it, it came from the word Niger, as D eloquently pointed out, which means negro, right? Which just means darker person, black person. You know what I'm saying? And don't forget, there's a country called Nigeria with the Niger River. Okay, so and when you talk about slavery, that was something that was common amongst Africans in their own continent. So it's not like something when somebody says, because somebody in the comments said, oh, it's not a term of endearment. Well, it depends on you. Like, you don't want to see it like that. That's cool on you. You know what I'm saying? But over here, the way I was raised, I use that, and like I said before, I try to use brother in replacement of it. However, if I'm talking to my homeboy about whether he's black or my family member that's black, we talk to each other like that. So I don't give a fuck. If you want to test me on the streets like you said at Hefe, and I say nigga to you, and you say this, I'll punch you in the fucking mouth, bro. That's it.
You ain't about shit, bro. You a bitch, bro. You ain't about shit, bro. You about shit, bro. People gotta check you, bro, because you can't just be saying,
Time out. Moonshine,
Peace,
thank you very
Punch.
much for having
Peace,
me.
Punch. You the man. I can't wait for
Thank
your
you very
next
much,
stream, man. Get to your life. Next time,
See
bro.
there,
Can't
see
wait for
there,
your next
I'll
Moonshine.
give a
episode.
shout
You know
out
I'm
to
gonna
Glenn,
support.
bro.
All right.
Shout out to everyone. Respect.
Did a
I'll
hell
catch
of
you
a
guys
job
on the
today.
next one, eh? Peace out.
Tomorrow, man. Tomorrow I'm back.
Shout out to the MXBC, bro.
Yo, my fault. My fault. We couldn't finish this, my brother. My fault. Yo, thank you everybody in the panel, man. Thank you, man, for the people that have been respectful. Thank you for the people that respectful, man. Yo, the merch, the shirts is here. The shirts. Hit me on the email, man. It's gonna be on the page. It's gonna be on the page probably in a couple of days. But if you want to email me if you want a shirt, let me know your size or whatever, man. $25. My peoples. The mask is coming soon. The hats is coming soon, but the shirts is here for now. God bless y'all all, man. Thank you, man. Of course, there's a conversation that's probably going to go on going. I just want to, stop. Like we need to have accountability. Not everything is racism. Yes, we understand there's racism going on in the world today, whether it probably could be in boxing or outside, but not everything is racism. I don't believe that racism is a big issue in boxing. I think it's cultural differences, and this other culture that we should just give their props and how they support their fighters. And I hope as an American, the culture switches up like other culture and support our own American fighters as well, but not downgrade somebody else's the way they support their countrymen, because that's a beautiful thing. In the end of the day, man, we one race under God. I hope you gain a relationship with God. I'm telling you, it's beautiful. Your personal relationship with God doesn't have to be with no religion or whatever. Man, I'm saying he loves you. That's your right-hand man. Have God in your heart. Take care of your family. Men's be men. Treat our women right. Treat our family right. Let's be the head of the household, head of our family. Let's take control. Not control, but equally control. And let's lift our children and women, treat them like queens. Women, treat your men like kings, and we're gonna be good, man. Love, peace,